Dude, I forgot how to stream. Is this my voice? No, that's old voice. Is it like this? I forgot what I fucking sound like, man. That's old voice. It is? Shattered Glass review? Man, that was like 2 weeks ago. I watched it when it came out in like 2003, and then I watched it 2 weeks ago thinking that it was going to be like a 4.5 for me, but it was like a 3.5, I think, but it was still good. Also, I don't want to be too much of a Greg head, but it is like 87 minutes long, which is perfect for the bike ride. Also, the only social media I had while I was gone was Letterboxd, and my friends let me the fuck down, man. Like, Jay is a real movie head. Jay watched like 17 movies or something when I was gone. Nobody else watched anything. Well, Librarian watched Margin Call, but didn't leave a review, so I couldn't comment on it. Yeah, man, there was like when did Kory watch Heretic? That was March 16th, dude. Apart from that, I've only got like 6 people I follow, but I thought some of them would at least watch some movies. I mean, I didn't watch any movies either. Damn, Patterson, you gave Patterson a 1? First movie to ever actively piss me off. Maybe I missed the point of having every side character be a caricature. Perfect Day mogs this so incredibly hard. Guy who recommended this to me is blocked. What the hell, man? Meanwhile, you want a real cinema head? Let's see what Jay's been up to, man. Black Bag, Honora, Laura from 1944, Chicago, Big, Snow White. I mean, let's cut him some slack, okay? I don't know why he would choose to watch Snow White, but that's fine. Things may have changed while I was gone. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Secret Life of Walter Mitty, Vertigo 1958. Damn, dude. That's crazy. You need more cinephile friends? You know what, Nick? I'm choosing to forgive you. Never let anybody say that I hold a grudge. 2 years ago, we were bonding in Chibley's chat about how hard it was to be the dad of a young child. Come to find out that you don't have a kid, and you were lying the whole time. And I said, in my head, I said, I'm done with this guy for life. But you make a good point. And you're kind of like, you're Letterboxd famous, right? All right, 24 frames of Nick. Damn, 75,000 followers on Letterboxd? That's fucking crazy, man. Isn't that like... That's like how many subscribers Machinima had when they were like the biggest channel on YouTube. We are so early, man. That's crazy. That's that grind. You're not kidding. Is there a way to sort Letterboxd accounts by number of follows? You gotta be in the top 50. You're like number 9, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, you're number 11. That's crazy. You're like Letterboxd Markiplier. Did you really give Margin Call a 3 though, Librarian? 3? I know 3. 3 is like you want to give it a 2, but you know that people like it. So you tilt it up to a 3. But like inside of your spirit was like a 2.5. I believe that it's possible that a 3-star doesn't exist. Or at least you have to consider the context. I found Big Short more fun. I'm not going to hate on you for that. Big Short is also a great movie. And it is more fun, for sure. Thoughts on Meryl Streep as Aslan in the new Lion, Witch, in the Wardrobe? Honestly, I haven't read text in so long that I thought you wrote thoughts on Meryl Streep being Asian in the Lion, the Witch, in the Wardrobe. And I was like, damn. Was Scarlett Johansson busy? Okay, maybe there's something to it. Maybe it's like riding a bike. It doesn't completely go away, at least. Margin Call is better. I don't know, man. It depends. If I was talking to DL Guiga, see, I forgot how to even say his name. I would probably be repping Margin Call. But if I was talking to like a normal person who wasn't in middle school, I'd probably be talking about The Big Short. I thought of one joke while I was gone. What about, and here's the joke, DL Julia. That's the joke. It's a -2. Do you get it? Do you understand who DL Hewley is? Do I know who DL Hewley is? Why do I know who DL Hewley is? He had a sitcom called The Hewleys. He's not one of the original kings of comedy, is he? That's Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, Larry the Cable Guy, and Jeff Foxworthy, right? Bernie Mac, Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Martin, and DL Hughley? Is DL Hughley the fourth one? He is one of them, okay. You said Steve Martin? Whatever, man. They're both old dudes on TV shows that I haven't watched in a while. The All Hell No comedy tour? I know that's right. I saw you at Epcot last Saturday. I was waiting in the tequila line in Mexico. Saw you, your daughter, and Kate walking out. Didn't process it till you walked past. Saw you again later in Morocco, but couldn't get in a quick hello. Yeah, that's true. We were there. You saw us. I did not start the fire, but I was there the day that the fire happened. I did also go to the Canada part at Epcot and just see what was going on. I was just trying to see what the vibe was like at the Canada Pavilion in Epcot. It turns out it's like mostly pretty chill. People were mostly just getting drunk. And dude, on the flight back, this has only happened to me one other time, and it was like the third time that I flew. We were like row 25 on the way back or something like that on like a 30-row plane. And on the flight back, there was a middle-aged woman at the back who was like, and I say this with sympathy, she was having a panic attack, man. She was going, the whole time we were taxiing out, she was going, I don't want to be here. I want to get off. I want to get off. I want to get off. I don't want to be here. And like the flight attendants were sitting with her and like consoling her and stuff like that. I have, like, the first time this happened to me, I was on a flight that was like I was going Toronto to Chicago, then Chicago to Korea to sign a year of my life away to teach kids. And they actually pulled back to the gate and let the lady get off. And I've talked about that one before because I guarantee everyone wants to be sympathetic, but my brain is maybe wired a little bit differently. I was like, I guarantee she's watching the fucking flight status online praying that bitch crashes. And she's going to be like interviewed by all the news stations and stuff like that and be like, yeah, I don't know. I just had a bad feeling about it. I guess I'm just smarter than everybody else. I guarantee she was back there in the departures lounge going like, I hope this shit blows the fuck up. But anyway, we weren't late, but I kind of wanted them to get this lady off the plane too, because I'm not scared of flying, but she was making me be scared of flying. She was freaking me the fuck out, man. She might reach for the wheel. Dude, she might fucking be... Do you realize they lied to us for 30 years? Or I don't even know, like 70 years or something like that. They were like, oh, the pressure inside of the airplane is like too high for you to be able to open the emergency exit in flight. It turns out you can just fucking do it. Like, people have just been popping that bitch off like all year. It's crazy, man. Any spiritual experiences on holiday? Nah, I kept it pretty copacetic, to be honest with you. Yeah, I didn't have like a mental breakdown this time. Which is good, but it's bad for content. Have one right now. I think I've adjusted myself somehow. I am due for one, I think. Because like I watched Ghost World this morning. I didn't even cry. I mean, there's not that much to cry at in Ghost World, but usually I'll just be crying at like anything these days. Something happened, man. I think I was around like too many quote unquote normal people, aka NPCs, that I'm like I no longer am touching the firmament. You know what I mean? Before I left, I felt like, in the most pretentious way possible, I felt like I was touching the firmament. Like I left with kind of a Rain Dogs vibe, and I came back as that Scarlett Johansson, Tom Waits album. You're like, it's not bad, but like, what are we doing here? Please don't call other people NPCs. They are to me, man. What do you want me to say? Okay, they are to me because I can't play as them. They're non-playable characters. It would be weird if I could play as them. That's like a Goosebumps book or something like that. You're an NPC? I'm not an NPC. I'm playing as myself right now. Eddie Redmayne. Eddie Redmayne is the bad guy in a bad science fiction movie, but it's not Valerian, which means it could be John Carter. It could be... Is he the bad guy in a Zack Snyder movie? Is that even Eddie Redmayne? Is this the Merovingian? I'm starting to realize I don't really know shit about Eddie Redmayne. This is Channing Tatum and Mila Kunis. The movie is called Jupiter Ascending, and that makes perfect sense because the dude did look like the Merovingian, man, and the Merovingian is from The Matrix, which is also made by the Wachowskis. Okay, we're back online. Man, Mila Kunis has like an insanely ass filmography, huh? I like Forgetting Sarah Marshall, but like, that's it. It's that and oh, that's right, she's in Black Swan, the Best Picture winner. But she is also in Ted, that 70s show. Well, I don't know. It's like, it's okay. Also, like, does it have it might be the only media property with like a more cursed cast than Get Him to the Greek. You're like, damn, I'm fucking with Topher Grace. And then I guess right after that, maybe maybe Laura Prepon, even though she's a Scientologist, she's number 2. Wilmer Valderrama, I don't know. He just kind of, it was like 20 years ago, but he kind of gave me a bad vibe. Wasn't he dating like all the Disney Channel and Nickelodeon stars like the day after their 18th birthday or whatever? You're separating art from the artist. It's that 70s show, man, who did, it's like, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. That's Ricky Gervais. And I want to say that that is Emma Stone. It's Emma adjacent, man. Or is that Margot Robbie? Are you Margot Robbie? You might be Margot Robbie. Yes! You guys see the post that Ricky Gervais made of like his own tennis court? Reddit is having a really hard time figuring out what to serve me. So it was serving me posts from r/Ricky Gervais, which apparently is a Ricky Gervais hate subreddit, which I think is also like what every r/person's name subreddit eventually becomes given enough time. I was like, it's crazy. This dude is like 50 years old and he's tweeting about like, hey, check it out. I just got a tennis court installed at my house. Just broke it in with my friends who are off camera right now. Anyway, he's 63? That's crazy. Good night, John Boy. That's fucking like the Waltons or something like that. I don't know how I know that shit. When my parents were kids in the 70s, they would just quote shit from the 70s, and then at like age 12, you would be like, what's that shit from? And they'd be like, the Waltons. And you just like, there's no reason why me, born in 1988, should know who the fuck like Danny Bonaducci is, but I do for some reason. Lattimore's an incredible DB. I'm just going to be honest with you, brother. When I watch football, I'm not watching defense. I only watch offense. But I do need to find, like, I was talking a little fantasy football on vacation. Now, I'll spare you the details. So let's just say I asked the person that I was speaking to who I should draft in fantasy football this year. Here's the team that they gave me, okay? They said at running back, I should take Derrick Henry. At quarterback, I should take Josh Allen. At wide receiver, I should take Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. On tight end, I should take Sam Laporta. And I think they said take Chiefs defense. They did say take Justin Tucker as kicker. And I said, that's a tough one. But does he know? So I think like as long as I get like the first 15 picks in the draft and I can just follow those instructions, I think I'm good, man. Because I'm pretty sure like all those guys are going to go in the first round, basically. But you just listed the first and the second round. Well, dude, I said, what about Bijan Robinson? And they were like, he's not that good. And I was like, okay, I guess that's fine. I don't know shit about baseball, to be honest. Is it legal, or football, to be honest, but is it legal for the Yankees to be putting making the font bold, italic, and underlined on the bat so they can hit all those home runs? Like that's acceptable? Like they put that shit at impact bold and it just makes the exit angle like 3 degrees higher or something? Apparently like it's March Madness or whatever. How did Queens do? Queens University. I don't know. We're not even fit to carry the fucking Carleton Ravens Stanley Cup. Americans, are you aware that you and us are the only nations on earth that use water bottles? I understand the hypocrisy here, but like, I think I should just become European, man. What do you mean by that? I don't mean that we're the only continent that consumes bottled water. All I'm saying is I think that like the number one religion in the United States is definitely Christianity. And number 2 is definitely like Stanley /Swell /Hydro Flask / I must at all times have at least half a gallon of water on me. Otherwise, like I can't even leave my hotel room without having it. It's crazy, man. That's the whole world. I don't think so, man. I guess I do see it now and then when I'm walking around Vancouver, but I feel like most people are just walking around with like nothing for the most part. I was just in Europe, they give you no water. And we made it, man. We made it happen. I mean, I think it's probably good to stay hydrated, but I think maybe it's gone a little too far. Y'all don't drink water? We drink like enough to stay alive. And I mean, I'm pissing like, it depends. It's kind of a personal question. I haven't really talked about this stuff openly in like 2 weeks. I'm pissing like 6 to 8 times a day, I would say. +2, Americans are weird about water. I like being hydrated, but not enough to carry around like a kilogram of water all day. Like it's the most abundant resource on Earth, I think. Well, maybe like silica, I don't know. Or Facebook AI generated t-shirts that say, sorry, I'm never mess with a fucking steel worker dad who's a member of local 613 and puts family first. Like, and I'm not trying to spiral out of control. Is there more of a red flag in terms of apparel? I thought that the college football and like NFL merch was too much, but it's gone the other way now. And every middle-aged dad is wearing a shirt that says like, I'm a proud girl dad. I'm a girl dad who puts family first, God second. And I'm like, buddy, show me your search history. I just don't believe that you would buy that shirt unless there was something extremely dark hidden in your past somewhere. You have a malevolent spirit. You have a cloudy soul. I just hope you could just buy a normal shirt, man. You could just wear a shirt with like nothing on it or like a logo or something. It doesn't have to be like your manifesto or something. That is, I'm asking, he looked so baffled when I asked him why he dressed with 50 pounds of headlines stapled to his chest. You know what I'm saying? Why would I do this right before connections? I have no idea what I'm looking at anymore. Balance. Balance. Withdrawal, transfer, deposit. Options at an ATM. I'm on right now, man. I'm on. Put away, took in. Ate and had. These are synonyms for digesting something. Consumed. I guess. Took in doesn't really make sense to me, but I kind of get it. For screen. These are all types of doors. 4-door, screen door. Word. I don't know. Play, foreplay, horseplay. What's screenplay? Oh, screenplay. Oh, how droll. Wordplay. Oh, I'm so meta, even this acronym, man. Only screenplay I ever read was the leaked screenplay of Prometheus. And the reason I read it is because I was like, wow, Ridley Scott must have really fucked up this movie. Let me see what the original screenplay was like before he ruined it. And then you read the screenplay and you're like, damn, Ridley Scott saved this from being like even more of a turd. He actually... It would have been beyond mockery, I should say, if he hadn't been involved and say like, nah, we're not doing any of this shit. Test comment, do not reply. Albatross, I'm going to reply. I'm going to reply to your test comment. And I hope it screws up whatever kind of bot you're making in Python right now. Hook up ChatGPT to the fucking... I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't have another rant in me yet, but... You don't have my permission to train my bots in chat. Now I can't stop you, but it's spiritually vacant. Is there a subreddit for screenshots of Reddit comments where... Okay, I think I gotta go check on that. I'll be right back. It's chill, bro. You told me not to reply to the test comment. You're not wrong. You know that sound that sounded like my whole house collapsed? That was just one toy falling down the stairs and hitting like every single step on the way down. which is like as the best possible outcome that you could have after hearing that sound. Stairs are the vibe when hitting the ground a lot of times is called for. You're not wrong about that. That was that'll get your heart rate up though. I got a fucking problem with slinkies too. Or maybe the slinky industry has a problem with like modern architecture. Every staircase is different these days, man. So how can you make a standard slinky in a world of non-standard staircases? You need like a custom slinky sommelier to be like, okay, what's the fucking diameter? I guess it's not diameter. What's the length of the midpoint between two of your stairs? They're not specifically for stairs. Are you naive? By the way, for my money, I'm learning how to talk again. I apologize. For my money, is there a more useless toy than those fucking rainbow slinkies that are like that big? Like, I don't have a staircase in my house that those can fucking work on. You put them on the stair, it tries to go down one stair and then just falls end over end to the bottom. Like, I don't understand what that's for. Yes, and they get tangled once and it's over. You could not be more wrong. Most modern stairs by code are the same 7.5 up, 11 over. Listen, buddy, you've never been to fucking Eleuthera, the island in the Bahamas, and gone to the cave where there's all the bat shit in it, okay? Because that staircase, every single step was a little bit different, okay? Some of the steps, it was like a big step. Some of them were like almost not even going down. The staircase would be like 1,000 steps long to take you to the bottom. That shit was not up to code. My slinky didn't do shit there. Those artificial snow packs might be worse. I don't know what that is, but you've reminded me. I don't know if you guys have friends who have kids. I'm going to give you advice from the parent of a child. Do not buy your nieces, nephews, kids' friends kinetic sand. I know the kid is going to say, I love kinetic sand. Thanks for the kinetic sand. No more, man. No more kinetic sand. Every time we get kinetic sand, I'm like, fuck, here we go again. What is it? It's sand that clumps. So it's like less hard to clean up than beach sand, which is good, but harder to clean up than almost any other substance on the planet. It's better than slime. I put it in the same group. I don't want any more slime in my house either, but we got a lot. Phloem, didn't they discontinue that because it was giving people like mesothelioma or whatever? I thought phloem got discontinued. It turns out like all of the properties that made phloem awesome, like the fact that it clumps, leaves no mess, it never dries out, and is like endlessly replayable. Yeah, it turns out like all that shit was caused by like some kind of polymer that exists forever in your body. Don't quote me on that if you are looking to purchase some phloem. I didn't really do a lot of research, but you ever think about how crazy it is that you can fuck up your whole life by just eating something bad when you're stupid, like when you're 6 years old? I was thinking about that guy on Reddit who was like, my friend snorted a bunch of asbestos yesterday. Like, what's going to happen to him? And then all the comments were like, nothing for like 10 years, but then in 10 years, he's definitely going to die. That sucks, man. You make like one mistake. I mean, it's a stupid mistake, to be fair. But you make one mistake and then you're done, man. My friend once chewed up those reusable ice cubes and drank the fluid. I would not want to think about that. That's bad, man. Straight up like CFCs, straight out the refrigerator. Yeah, a couple kids ate Tide Pods. Which, can I say something? Is actually like, you should not eat a Tide Pod. I have to say that for liability purposes, obviously. But those kids were built different. Because sometimes you'll like have wet hands and you'll like grab a dishwasher pod and put it in the dishwasher. And then later you'll be eating something from your hands and you'll taste a little bit of the soap. And you're like, damn, that tastes horrible. So like to eat an entire pod of that is honestly like, you had to have a certain type of demeanor. Because that's pretty crazy. Wash your hands? I wash my hands, but maybe I put the dishwasher pot in. I didn't just go to the bathroom right away. I'm not going to wash my hands right after I touch soap. What am I, like a monk? What the hell is even this, man? Some northern South American country like Guyana. Like Venezuela? Venezuela? I don't know what Venezuela looks like. And anytime I see like the northern edge is like estuaries, I always think that it's Guyana, French Guyana, Venezuela, Colombia, or, you get the idea. Have you been movie pilled for so long? I've said it before. I'm trying not to crash out on humanity. Okay? If I had one, I didn't have a mental breakdown while I was away, but if I had one crisis, it was being outside for like many days in a row and realizing that like people are really adamant that kids should not have screen time. And I think that that's a good heuristic. However, all adults, even when they're out with their family, 80 to 90% chance that they're just watching reels and shorts 100% of the time. And just not like reels and shorts that have any kind of staying power, just like watching someone else cook a lunch that they're not even going to eat because it's just covered. It's just like, see how much fucking cheese we could put on this, then add the bacon, sprinkles on top of it, put it in the air fryer, take it out, cut it in half, blend it up, put chocolate sauce on top, put it in the deep fryer. Like, it's just pure fucking slop, man. And I was genuinely like, because we were in line for something and I saw a man in a motorized scooter with his granddaughter. And I was like, this is family time, right? The grandfather had the phone an inch away from his fucking face, an inch away from his eyes, and was just like staring at the phone. And then his granddaughter wasn't moving fast enough in line for him to keep moving. So we honked at her. And I was just like, this guy's cooked, but I have to stop making YouTube shorts because it's hypocritical of me to criticize them for being part of the downfall of critical thinking in the world, but then also benefit from their existence. I was like, when I get home, I'm going to stop making YouTube shorts. And then like half an hour later, I was like, nah, mine are different. Mine are funny. So I think I'm just going to keep it up, but because they are really good for discoverability. They don't monetize very well, but they do keep new blood coming to the channel. But back in the day, we didn't have access to that stuff. So what was I think that there's like a trend that like the human brain will always seek out on a long enough time scale, it will trend towards the easiest possible source of dopamine. And you always have to be vigilant about being like, no, like I'm going to make sure that I don't lose the ability to osmotically figure out the meaning of something from using my eyes to consume the text. I need to like be able to appreciate listening to a 5-minute song while just staring at my wall without like needing to scroll through apps at the same time. And movies were like the second easiest way to get dopamine when I was a kid, man. The easiest way was TV. The second easiest way was movies. So that's why I've seen so many movies. Over time, movies have been outcompeted in the most dystopian way possible by much easier ways to get dopamine. Ketamine didn't exist when I was a teenager. I think it got invented in like when he sold PayPal, I think. Infinite games but no games, or infinite games but no bacon. I don't know what that means, man. I'm going to say infinite games but no bacon.
Would you rather have unlimited bacon, but no more games, or games, unlimited games, and no games?
Completely incomprehensible. That was so nothing.
What?
That was absolutely.
You'd rather have unlimited bacon?
No, infinite bacon. I got to think about that. Bacon overrated? Nah, disagree. I think it's I think it's oversold, in my opinion. I think it got oversold by the snapback elastic reaction to it being overrated around the start of the 2010s, and now I think it's a little bit underrated. It's possibly the best breakfast meat. Did you know pigs can feel pain? Listen, we got one problem at a time, all right? I'm not trying to save the world. I'm just... There's a lot of stuff that I'm figuring out my base level principles of and then allowing it to affect my behavior. And the meat consumption is not top of mind right now, but I agree with you. I agree with you. We're on the same team, okay? Some other stuff has come up that got triaged like higher up the priority queue, okay? But I do agree with you, even if I don't embody the same behavior as you. I agree with you. You really think you could give up meat? I did it once for like 6 months. And the reason I stopped is because in 2010, when I moved to Korea, all the job interviews I had, they were like, do you have any questions for us? And I was like, yeah, I'm a vegetarian. Is there stuff that I can like eat around the school? And they were like, yeah, it's no problem. Fish is really big in Korea. And I was like, I see what you did there. But I haven't gone back to it. Also, it's easy to quit meat. I already quit Twitter. Not Reddit yet, but I don't see the need until, maybe 5 years from now when the CEO does something regrettable. But regardless. Or maybe 15 years ago when the CEO does something regrettable. I don't know. You ever think about how people like embody a decade? I know you're going to say, like, what do you mean by that? Well, when I think about like Josh strikes me as like an extremely 2010 sort of guy, which makes sense. He's my age. That's when we became adults, essentially, was like, around 2008. Favorite games, Psychonauts. I would have to guess that his favorite movie is probably maybe The Shawshank Redemption #1, Step Brothers #2 sort of guy. I feel like Josh, and it's with no insult whatsoever, I feel like Josh is like a 2010 sort of fella. You're the 2000s? I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things you can't decide for yourself. I will tell you something, though. You guys all laugh at me for paying with cash. I had a great situation paying with cash on the way back from the airport. And you're going to call Cap. But it's not Cap. Took a taxi back from the airport, okay? The taxi rates are flat from the airport in Vancouver. It's based on zones. So the zone we were going to, let's just say, to not dox myself, let's say it was $1 million for me to get to my house, okay? I'm not going to use the real amount of money. So when we got to the destination, the taxi driver said, would you like to pay on cash or card? And I said, I'm a little short on the cash, so let's do card. And he said, it's up to you. What if you just gave me the cash you had and put the rest on card? And I said, you know what, brother? If that works for you, that works for me. So I gave him my cash. He gave me the Square terminal for like $5. And then we both realized what the fuck had happened. Because it goes, your total is $5. Do you want a tip? And I said, you know what, brother? Let's make it 30%. And that was $6.50. He got a $1.50 tip on the $1 million fare because the rest came through in cash. And then his demeanor sort of soured and my demeanor went through the fucking roof, man. I was like, I think I just saved I don't even know. I saved a pretty decent chunk of change paying the first half with cash and the rest on Visa. Pretty sweet, right? Pretty sweet gig. Who scammed who? I think we got a fair deal at a fair price because he's not going to pay tax on that shit. So he probably got like 20% built in because he's not going to declare it. So there's his tip, essentially. He just didn't get the double dip. And by the way, people keep saying he's not going to pay tax on that. I've told you many times. It's literally not my business at all. That's between him and Mark Carney for now, at least. And maybe also in a month. I don't know. That's none of my business. I got my own shit going on, man. Is there a clip from when the toy fell down the stairs? Kate, I'm sure you know, because you were there when it happened. It was so fucking loud. I thought for sure she tried to climb up on a bookshelf or something like that, and the bookshelf fell over. And it never stopped. It wasn't like one of those things where there's a crash and then it's over. It just kept falling, man. Oh, man. Bruins and Kings? Yeah. Marty McSorley, who is still alive. Don't get confused by the black and white. Okay, fucking Kings and Red Wings. Yeah, it's going to be Marcel Dion, bitch. It's a given. It's Justin, man. I never realized. And then Kings and Flames, that's got to be Milan Lucic. Don't give me that look, man. Okay, Oilers and Flames. Doesn't exist. Flames with 3+ shutouts in a season. Yeah. I'm thinking that that's going to be Mike Vernon. I'm thinking that that's just going to be Jason Kidd, man. Also known as Trevor Kidd. Jason Kidd plays basketball. Forgot that he looked like that. Boston Bruins, 3+ shutouts in a season. Yeah, maybe you've heard of him. His name's fucking Gary Cheevers. He's got stitches on his mask. You can't... That's what Gary Cheevers looks like, man. You know what? He looks like somebody with the name Jerry Cheevers. But if you saw his mask, you would realize he's such a beast. It's beautiful. And then the Red Wings, 3+ shutouts in a damn season. Maybe you've heard of him. The GOAT, Terry Sawchuk. Now, he is definitely dead. I think he played in like the 1960s, so he's no longer with us. But it's crazy that Trevor Kidd was not in a new metal band. Mike Smith, he looks like, like a movie, a sci-fi movie where someone goes to like an off-world prison, and then like day one, our hero has to fight like the biggest guy in the fucking prison. Mike Smith is that motherfucker right there, man. Like he looks like he's like 7'2", but he gets knocked out by like a bedpan, knocks him on the back of the head or something like that. He does kind of look like he's from Grand Theft Auto. Where'd you learn to drive? Asshole. You could have killed somebody. I miss being here, man. Hello. I can't see you, but I could hear you because you were giggling the whole time you walked over here. You're going to come down until mommy cleans the litter box? Sure, come on. You can help me. Do you know a Robert De Niro movie that starts with Q to Z? Well, I do. Taxi Driver. You got a lot of time, though, to make up that delta. Don't worry. I've been talking to her for like 2 weeks straight. She can take it. Holy shit, Ed Norton is mogging. Ed Norton gives an amazing performance in this movie. It's just a good movie. I don't know if it's good. Like, I saw it when I was... No, he doesn't. He's ass. This is one of those movies I should rewatch, okay? Because, like, it didn't get amazing reviews when it came out. Then I saw it. I was like 12, and I was like, this is probably the best fucking movie I've ever seen. So then my whole life, I've just kept that opinion out of inertia. But I think I maybe need to see it again in order to like recontextualize it as like an adult. But I did think it was good. 3.2 on Letterboxd? 3.2? I thought for sure it would be at least 3.7. It's nobody's best work that's involved. Listen, buddy. It might be... I was going to say it might be Angela Bassett's best work, but that might not be true. It's probably not Marlon Brando's best work. No, Sean? What is she in that's better than The Score? Oh, Strange Days. All right. I thought you were going to say like Wakanda Forever or something. I'm not saying Ed Norton gave a nuanced portrayal. Ed Norton, if his acting is offensive, that's in character, because his character in the movie is not a good guy. So Ed Norton's one step ahead of you motherfuckers. He's playing an evil person, doing a non-nuanced portrayal of someone, whatever. Listen, just watch it or don't. You can't handle that shit. Just go back to TikTok. You wouldn't get it, okay? You wouldn't get it. It's probably the best movie ever made. 2-word title? She's in fucking Great Expectations, man. She's been in a... Whoa, dude! We all know what her pussy smells like, but I didn't think we'd be seeing her bare back. That's obscene. Who's this guy? Sorry, what? You didn't get the candle? You didn't get the... You didn't get the... What's her company called? Goop? You didn't get the Goop candle? I got it right here. Basil and pear. Smells pretty good. Mods? It's genetic. Shrugged. Some shit that Atlas does or whatever. Oh, you're muted! You haven't been able to hear any of this shit. It's just the ramblings of an insane madman.
Anime. A noun meaning paillard. A noun meaning a piece of beef or veal, usually pounded.
Oh, paillard. Why didn't you
derived-
say so? Why didn't you say so? Paillard. That's all you had to say, man. As soon as I knew that it was a piece of meat that was routinely pounded. Paillard is kind of crazy, though. It's one of those things you like see on a menu, and then you're like, I don't know what it means, but I kind of know what I'm getting if I order something that has this word in it. Lardon is another one. If I order a salad and it says lardon, I'm like, honestly don't know what that means. I think it might be like a bacon crouton, but it tastes delicious. It always tastes delicious when you get it. I have no idea what you mean. Read a book sometime, okay? And not sci-fi or fantasy or nonfiction or something about sports. Like a boring book. Read a boring book and then get back to me. What are you reading? Nothing. Although I did get served a Reddit post from r/books that was like, what's in the canon of regrettable male readers right now? And like the top 8 comments was shit that I read. It was like a bunch of like trendy, like Zen in the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance type shit, Marcus Aurelius meditations, and I was like, but I have at least the awareness that like when I was reading the shit, I was like, when I was reading the comments, I should say, I was like, I could see why people would make fun of this. And I read some classics too, man. I read The Old Man and the Sea. Dude honestly seems like he kind of sucks ass at fishing. Like if he read Atomic Habits, he could probably really improve the quality of his business. Maybe get a couple people hired to work under him so he's not out there in his old ass boat all the time. What I really like to do is like as soon as I wake up, I like immediately make my bed, because then you start the day with productivity in mind. You've already done something and you don't get your tires caught in like the mud. And then another rule is like in my house, never have an empty hand. So I'm always like kind of passively like tidying. If I'm going from like one room to the other, I'm grabbing something that shouldn't be there and bringing it to another room. And like eventually we're all going to die someday, but like I will have lived the most optimized life up to that point in which I die and cease to exist for the rest of not just human history, but like the entire length of the universe or whatever. This is mean. Fiction is self-help, man, because you get to learn like a life lesson, but instead of like some 18-year-old ChatGPT addict giving it to you, you get to learn it from like a fucking wizard or some shit like that, or like a dude who would prefer not to or something. Fiction is self-help, man. Those are balls. That's Germany. This is German. There's never been a more German-looking plate than this. It's boiled bread with cabbage and mayonnaise. This is from Germany. Oh, southeast of Germany. This is Austria. Frankenburger Bracknodel, or as they call it in Austria, Frauengeburger Bratnedel. Oh, man. It's from the area known as Frankenmarket, in the district of Wackelbrück. It's a type of dumpling, etc., etc. You know all about that shit. It's typically served with soups or whatever. Is this why Germany has a reputation for not having a sense of humor? Is because, like, they were born in the language of life is already so humorous, you don't need you can only spoil it by adding, your own DNA? It's Austria? Okay, but like, listen. This is a genuine question, because I don't know, because why would I know? If you speak German, can you understand Austrian and vice versa? Yes, pretty much 100%. Okay, fair enough. Because there is no Austrian? Whatever. What the? I don't like any food that has like, I don't know how to describe it, but you know those desserts that have like the yunk on them? I don't like when the sauce looks like that. There's something about it. A savory pot roast, marinated in a mixture of vinegar, water, and seasonings, cloves, bay leaves, peppercorn, potatoes, and red cabbage. I'm going to say Poland, but I'm thinking it's Germany. Or Austria, because it could be Austria. That's sauerbraten, man. That's like top 10 German food, right? Sauerbraten. And then this is where you type something like that doesn't look like any sauerbraten I've ever seen. And I find out this is not like a common portrayal of it. This is from Thailand. Mixed in rice, seasoned with ketchup. Never mind, this is the Philippines. What? Southwest of the Philippines? I don't know geometry, bud. It's Malaysia. Okay. That's Nazi Goring USA, people. I don't know where the USA doesn't refer to the United States of America. Oh, that's going to hurt some feelings. I thought it was because of the ketchup. It's because it has udang, sotong, and ayam. That seems like a little bit of like a fuck you, to be honest. And I respect that. But like, that's like when Bob Dylan said Blood on the Tracks isn't about his separation from his wife. It's like his interpretation of some old-ass Chekhov poems. And you're like, buddy, have you listened to Idiot Wind? I don't buy it. That's cope. That's cope, Robbie. NL, I was giving a guy head with your stream on in the background last month and had to take his meat out of my mouth to ask out loud, what the hell is he talking about? Can you apologize to that gentleman for me? Because that's not... Well, you know what? Sometimes it's what you need, to be honest. Why is everyone typing suck happy? I don't get it. I did see the dude crashing out on text because I said Lord of the Rings was a kid's movie. Oh, the third clue. A suck happy pink blob. Okay, fair enough. W opinion? At no point, I think it says more about the person crashing out. I never said kids' movies are bad. I just said Lord of the Rings is a kid's movie because if a 10-year-old told me their favorite movie was Lord of the Rings, I would be like, that makes sense. That doesn't mean it's bad. Lots of millennials have favorite movies that are also the favorite movies of themselves when they were 10 to 12. Jurassic Park, for example. A Batman movie. Any movie about a Batman, for sure. The American Revolution formally ended with a treaty signed in what city that was a favorite of Franklin and Jefferson's? Fuck. Which one was the Treaty of Ghent? Versailles is a starter treaty, dude. I know all about the Treaty of Versailles. Which one was the fucking Treaty of Ghent, man? The War of 1812. Oh. I don't know that many treaties, man. The Treaty of Paris makes sense, although it turns out they got to like be more specific. I know about like the Treaty of Fort Laramie. You know, that's the one where the U.S. government was like, hey, you guys can like have this land. And then later they found gold in it. And they were like, psych, that's our land now. And then like later, just to make matters worse, they carved a picture of fucking Thomas Jefferson's head into it. It's like, it's just a nonstop kind of like shit rolls downhill. When Hostess started stepping on Drake's Cakes turf, Big Wheels became a new handle for the snack that otherwise bears what name in the U.S.? Yeah, I have no idea. I have absolutely no concept. Wagon Wheels? Those are like a gas station snack, right? Nope. I don't know this either. King Don's is the Canadian name for what lunchbox treat? I know some shit about Joe Louis. I don't know shit about King Don. King Don, are those who's ho-hos? What is it? The ding-dongs. Thank you. It's the chocolate one with the white frosting, right? The most recently discovered element, Tennessine lines up. Hawktua out of prison, by the way. I saw that. Hawktua out of prison. Now, I know the administration's done a lot of controversial stuff, but they hit the nail on the head with that one. They freed my girl, which is good because I literally just caught up. Pookie just got revealed to me. So I'm basically ready to hit the ground running as soon as Talk Tua comes back on. Sort these themed restaurant chains by the number of worldwide locations they have. I feel like Planet Hollywood has like no locations. Hard Rock Cafe has location. I think Cracker Barrel is going to be number one, man. And then I think like Rainforest Cafe is kind of still around. I don't really know shit about Bubba Gump Shrimp, but I think it's going to be like this. Okay, this is my. Because the thing is, I think Cracker Barrel like doesn't have much of a worldwide presence, but I do think that there's 500 in the United States of America alone. I'm sending it. Okay, you all laughed at me. It's got to be Hard Rock up, Bubba Shrimp up. It's that simple. Because Planet Hollywood, to the best of my knowledge, I don't know if I've ever seen one outside of maybe Las Vegas. And then Medieval Times, obviously there's not going to be many because you need like a whole fucking arena to do it. You need like a talent pool of like willing actors who can also do combat sports and shit like that. It's crazy that there's only 22 Rainforest Cafes because I've definitely been to 2 of them. I've been to the one at Animal Kingdom, and this is 22 too many in my opinion, by the way. I've also been to the one maybe it's near Tokyo Disneyland. They're all gone. It's really bad, to be honest. Like, it's not a good restaurant. Kate likes it, though, because of the gorillas going crazy and shit every 20 minutes.
I did not know that Rainforest Cafe has thunderstorms. Yep, those thunderstorms, I believe, happen every 20 minutes.
I've never been to the one in Disney Springs. Instead, when we went to Disney Springs like 2 years ago, we ate at the Rainforest Cafe that's dinosaur themed instead of like rainforest themed. So it's almost exactly the same thing, except every 20 minutes the lights go out and there's like a lightning storm and all the puppet dinosaurs start going like... It's a restaurant for kids, but like if you're over the age of 10, you're probably going to be like, what the fuck is this? And if you're under the age of 6, you're probably going to be like, this is too scary for me to eat at because these dinosaurs are real. So it's really just a restaurant for like 6 to 10-year-olds. I can understand why the business model is kind of cratering because they don't have a lot of disposable income or like the means to get themselves to the restaurant in the first place. Bubba Gump Shrimp, never been. Hard Rock, I knew there had to be a ton because like when we were in Iceland, I was like, why the fuck is there a Hard Rock Cafe in Reykjavik? But anyway, my girlfriend just keeps yelling at me to tell you that she is Rush the Band. What does that mean? What does that mean, Quinny732? She is Rush the Band? Your girlfriend is non-binary Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, and reanimated Neil Peart? I still think one of the realest things I ever said that you motherfuckers all crungoed me for is, don't you hate when you go swimming and then you go to the bathroom and pull down your swim trunks to piss and your dick looks like Geddy Lee? It fucking does, man. Have you been swimming all day and then you go to the urinal, your shit looks like Geddy Lee? I don't know what to tell you, man. That's fucking crazy. Go swimming sometime and take a look at it, man. You're going to be like, I get it. Not if you're uncut? Okay, it looks like Geddy Lee wearing a fucking turtleneck or whatever. What does that mean? Look up a picture of Geddy Lee and then imagine what happens to your pubic hair when you've been swimming all morning. And then I think you can fill in the rest of the gaps. There's not too many of them. I trim that shit? Oh, quit bragging. Can you get your shit waxed as a dude? Like if you... This is just an honest question. I'm not trying to do like a jackass bit. But if like Steve-O went into an esthetician and said like, I'm here for my Brazilian, would they tell him to fuck off? Or would they give him like is the Brazilian the strip? Or is that like the whole shebang? Brazilian's clean. Damn, dude. It's normal. Slime did it? That's fucking crazy. That's admirable. Because I had my back waxed. Well, like before my daughter was born, Kate waxed my whole front waist up. And that hurt like a motherfucker. Like that was really bad. And then I had my back waxed like last summer. And I was like, well, at least this is like a professional waxer. So like it probably won't hurt. And that one hurt even more. So to like get your more sensitive regions waxed, that takes a special type of, that's so beastly, you might say is beautiful. Higher increase in population. I don't know, I kind of feel like Utah's popping off. Like just in terms of like, because there's extra population when you're adding kids into the zip code, right? You know what I mean? To put it in the weirdest way possible. Higher percentage of people with household incomes over 100K. I got to assume no disrespect to Pittsburgh at all, but I got to assume a California county that has sand in it. Higher percentage of people who only speak English at home. I'm going to say these 3 roads in Virginia. Higher percentage of workers employed in grounds cleaning and maintenance. I'm going to assume Texas. And a higher percentage of households with at least 1 vehicle. And I have to assume the filament. Yeah, okay, we're 5 out of 5 today. Is that easy, man? They do need a Canadian Juxtastat, because I'd love to see all you motherfuckers who are like, oh, he doesn't even know that there's like more fucking Italian restaurants in El Paso than there are in Manitowoc County. Like, I'd love to see you motherfuckers. Which postal code produces more fucking potash? Is it Regina, Saskatchewan, or Yellowknife? You said Yellowknife? You don't know shit about Saskatchewan, bitch. You don't know anything about it. Regina. I want to take a trip to Regina. Did we ever figure out what was up with that Rush situation? I'm not kidding. She wants you to know she's Rush personified. You know, you can't say that because Rush is made of real people. Rush was already personified before it was even Rush. They were people before Rush existed. Who's your favorite pop star that also plays a troll? I'm going to say Troye Sivan. And there's no duplicates, which means you have to say Justin Timberlake. Sorry. Anna Kendrick, not a pop star. Ed Sheeran, not a troll. Good try, though, Justin. I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed that you know who Ed Sheeran is. Did you see the interview with Ed Sheeran where someone asked him a question that was like, I forget what it was, but he was basically like, when people start admitting to liking my music, it means it's a recession indicator. What the hell happened to Bandle? The web design is like every impulse that I have is never click a button that looks like this, man. This is the shit that you click on that's like where you're stealing a movie and there's a big button that says download and you're like, oh, I should click on that button. But then you think about it for 2 seconds and you go, nah, I'm going to scroll down to like this link with a magnet next to it instead. Let me 1 second. I got to look at like my address bar or something. It's legit? It's safe? That's what it's not like a big deal, but it's kind of like, it's just kind of like, ew. You know what it looks like? It looks like when I was in web development classes and like wanted to learn web dev, but then I realized I don't want to do any front end stuff. I only want to do the back end stuff where you're like writing an API or something like that. And I want someone else to like make the shit. So like all of my projects, when I handed them in, this was like the fucking design philosophy that went into it. This is good. 1.3 billion views. Is this the song that goes, everybody clap your hands? Peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, peanut butter jelly, and a baseball bat. Now, there you go, there you go, there you go. Okay, this is... Everybody clap your hands. It's that one. You know the one. It's not Fugazi. I'll tell you that much. I don't think it's Fugazi. I know this. Can we smooth out the bar a little bit? I'm not trying to be like a hater for no reason. Why is time moving in such discrete bursts instead of like a continuous flow? This is, there's nothing holding me back. Yeah, you take me places that mess up my medication. There's nothing holding me back. Yeah, I know this one. I know all about this shit, man. How do you know this? It's on in the grocery store like now and then. The stats are so gross. Oh my. It's like the... I don't even know what I'm looking at, man. I guess 40% got it. Why is the little black bar 40%? That looks like it's like, that's like 10%. And then this is like 90%. And then this is, there's no way that's 7% of this, man. It just doesn't make any sense, dude. The white bar is 40%? No, it's not. It's like 90%. It gets all the way to the top, basically. What the hell's going on? Sex Desert, Mad Lust just came out. Let me see what's going on with that. Oh, okay. I'm glad I didn't have video capture up. They're really... I don't have anything to say, to be honest with you. I'll just read what they put here. Explore the anarchy of a post-apocalyptic world controlled by a dictator. Pick your side of the conflict. This sounds a little Mucka-esque so far. Create a religious cult around yourself and shape destinies in an 18-plus visual novel. It's so funny to imagine this shit being introed on The Price is Right. You'll be bidding on Sex Desert Mad Lust. Discover the Carnality Incorporated universe in Sex Desert Mad Lust with 90% positive reviews from Taboo Tales. Thank you, Rod Roddy. Okay, first bid on Sex Desert Mad Lust. Oh, bad news, guys. This game contains mature content, including depictions of explicit sexual acts. This is insane. We've fucked up, like, as a society, maybe. I don't know, maybe it's chill. I just love the reviews, man. Man, so much negative review. Man, so much dialogue. Forth and back. Nonsensical conversations with almost zero consequences. Just click, 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 click forever. Oh, man. It's like a summer camp for adults. Justin, are you here? I think you and this person might be friends. It's like a summer camp for adults. Hot, exciting, and full of unexpected acquaintances. Who would have thought that finding water in the desert could be such an intriguing activity? This game will definitely not let you get bored. I don't know what to say. I think this one's by... This guy has a picture of Vladimir Ilyich Lenin. And his name is Vladimir Ilyich. My girlfriend thought I'd be a pushover in bed, and wouldn't you know it, she had me pegged from the start. That's why you have to come and do everything yourself. This game helped me with that perfectly, thanks. What does that mean? These reviews are so funny to me, man. By the way, give me like people making reviews like this way more than people who think that Shawn Mendes makes good music. At least these are living like an authentic life. Positive, hot scenes. Not only is the sun scorching, but also the local ladies. The desert surroundings only add to the atmosphere of wild passion. Like, this person is living authentically. And I respect that they're trying to put some artfulness into their writing, even if I think that the context of it is a little bit insane. Survival with a spicy twist. Resource extraction, crafting, research, and of course, an unforgettable relationship with the inhabitants of the desert. Charismatic heroines. Each girl gets her own character, which makes the game look like a desert harem. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a pun or whatever. Nah, maybe I don't like this person. I don't know. They're probably chill. It's not that big of a deal. Let's load Nubby. I'm crashing out. Whatever happened to just jerking off? I guess it didn't go anywhere. You think you should have to have a license to jerk off? My learner's permit. I can't jerk off with the non-zero blood alcohol content level. I can't jerk off unless there's someone with 10 years jerking experience in the vehicle with me. I can't jerk off after sunset or before sunrise. You should have a punch card. I think it's probably chill, but like how long? Okay, so you turn, it's like, the average person probably has like roughly 60 years of jerking it in them. You should get like an allowance. And it should be like a high limit. Because I don't know, 60 years times like 400 days, it's like 24,000 days. You should be able to jerk off like 12,000 times in your whole life. But the amount that you have left should be displayed like above your head during all interactions. So that like, if I'm talking to someone my age and that dude's got like 8 HP left, I can be like, I'm not gonna take this guy seriously. He's jerked off 11,992 times. He's got no self-control. I can't be going into business with this fella. I can't even read what you're... Can you guys just like vote for someone who has like the most interesting comment? I guess I'm not asking for sympathy, but everybody's trying to get their little like yes and in, and I can't read any of them. You can't all yes and. You gotta like get some designated yes enders or something. I can't read it. Slow mode? No, that's just annoying because sometimes I'll be in a chat with slow mode, but I got like 2 good things to say in 5 seconds. So I gotta sit there like a fucking asshole with the text bar full until like the timer ticks down, and then I gotta be like, that really would have been a lot better if I had gotten to post it 2 times in a row. Yeah, I'm gonna vote in the Vancouver by-election. This is not a joke. Can you tell me who to vote for? I keep getting them confused, right? Because like ABC is like the I'm not fucking with ABC. That's the Ken Sim party. But then I get really confused about like the other 17 municipal parties we have. What happened to One City? Is One City still around? Holy fuck! Roller Girl's running again? Social media not provided. Contact information not provided. Well, you know what? She's got my vote. You remember when they had the mayoral election and that one dude with the Hitler mustache was running? That was... We were trying to give him the benefit of the doubt for like a little bit. We're like, he might just be a little weird. Maybe he just doesn't know. Nobody's got like any rhyming slogans or anything. I mean, this guy's running on a platform of banning X from all city departments. I could get behind that. That's not real policy. Yeah, but okay, that's a pretty good point. I guess maybe there's other stuff going on too. Yeah, but like, you know, that sounds like the kind of thing you could get done like day 1 or something. Having builds were already really good. Listen, I've been out of the game for a little bit, okay? I don't know what's going on with Nubby. I know people are getting Googleplex and stuff like that. It's difficult for me to talk about stuff like that because my daughter just discovered Googleplex, which I think is crazy because like, I don't think I discovered Googleplex until maybe like the 3rd or the 4th grade, but like that's how fast information transit is these days. But like she keeps... You do like the I love you more game, right? So I'll hit her at the end with the alt. I'll say like I love you infinity, and then she says I love you Googleplex. And I have to explain to her that she lost, and then she loves me less. Because Googleplex is lower than infinity because it's finite. And then she says I love you infinity plus Googleplex. And then I got to explain that that's still just infinity. It doesn't get any bigger. That she's like not having it, man. She doesn't respect getting mogged when it comes to mathematics. You ever think about before the internet? How fucking... So let me explain something to you, okay? At dinner one night when we were on vacation, Kate made one of those like fortune teller things with a piece of paper, you know, where you take a rectangular piece of paper, fold it into a triangle, and then take the rectangle off so it becomes a square, and then you fold it up into one of those things that goes like tick, 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 tick. You call them cootie catchers. Okay, we call them fortune tellers. You ever think about how we all know how to make those and what those are? Because like when you're a kid and somebody explains how to make it, you're like, okay, this must be some shit that like just exists in my school or whatever. Then you find out that like almost every person who went to a school in North America knows how to make the cootie catcher. And then you think maybe this shit isn't even like a 90s invention, man. Maybe people have been making cootie catchers since fucking when? Since like the existence of papyrus or some shit like that. Like maybe King Tutankhamun was making cookie catchers back in like ancient Thebes or something. Like that's crazy to me. Like pre-proliferation of the internet, how the fuck did we all find out about the rumor that Marilyn Manson had a rib removed so he could suck his own cock? Was it like Marco Polo? Like kids would change schools and they would bring that rumor from like a pollinating bee from one school to another, and then or travel sports teams or something like that when they would all like go to a tournament and talk to people from other school districts. So like that shit's fucking crazy, man. And like it didn't take that long to spread because Marilyn Manson only got famous in like 1997 or something like that. And we were talking about how he had a rib removed at my rural Ontario middle school in like the year 2000 or some shit like that. Like that word traveled fast. I mean, it's a remarkable story, this Marilyn Manson stuff, but still, like that's crazy. That's true, dude. What if you were like, I actually fucking, I had an extra rib added because I was too good at sucking my own dick. So I couldn't get anything done. I was like, Doc, you gotta help me. I'm just sucking and sucking all day long. That is fucking funny. It's the type of shit that you miss when you're away for 2 weeks because there's no motherfucker out there in meat space talking about stuff like this. They're always just like, how's it going? You know, like, what can I get you tonight? Nobody's talking about this kind of shit. Yeah, then the doctor's like, well, who do you think donated the rib? And the doctor was the boy's mother or whatever. Why do you say meat space? To differentiate it from the real world of online interactions, man. By the way, while I was gone, don't think about it too hard. I did a brain teaser trivia session, and brain teasers are pissing me off, okay? I never really realized it, but I feel like the answer to all brain teasers is so arbitrary. Like one of the questions was like, a man jumped 150 feet by himself and landed safely. How did he do it? And I said, boom, easy. Wrote it down on the sheet. He was on a trampoline. He jumped 5 feet 30 times, 150 feet, no problem. He could have been LeBron, that's true. Turned in my paper. I see they got marked with an X. Okay, let's see what the fucking correct answer is. He was a ski jumper. Says fucking who, bitch? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe he was on a trampoline, maybe he was ski jumping, maybe he had really cushioned shoes or something like that. There's like a million possible answers for how a dude could jump 150 feet and then land safely. Like it doesn't make sense to me that my answer is wrong, but your answer is right. Wrong dumb answer was Spider-Man? It could have been Spider-Man. He could have landed in like a ball pit or something like that was sufficiently deep. But then some of them, they were like, I have rivers but no water, mountains but no rocks. And I was like, that's a map, bitch. Nice try. I saw your message, by the way, Ricky. That's the thing, man, is like we think we're so, fuck you. We think we're so different than people like 150 years ago. There might have been a rumor in, I don't know, Grover Cleveland ass era in school where they were like, oh, did you know Rutherford B. Hayes had one of his ribs removed so he could suck on his own Todger, whatever the hell they called it back then? They were probably saying shit like that. They might have even been saying worse for all I know. I don't know what it was like back in 1890. I blew my daughter away though. She's pretty cool. She was watching a YouTube Kids video that just listed American presidents. And like, I'm pretty good like 1 through 8 thanks to Hamilton and Seinfeld. And then like, I don't know, 8 through like 35, it gets a little messy. I know that there's like a bunch of them that are really bad, up to like James Buchanan. Then you get Abraham Lincoln, then it's like a little bit messy again after that. But then I usually pick it back up around like Teddy Roosevelt. But I blew her mind getting everybody from like Woodrow Wilson straight through to fucking, this only went up to 2018, unfortunately, so I'll just spare you. But she was freaking out. I was like, boom, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Boom, fucking Harry Truman, Dwight Eisenhower, bitch. John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, bitch. I didn't call my daughter a bitch, but I was kind of like, I was posterizing her because she didn't know like any of them. She does know Obama though. And this is, I shouldn't admit this because it reflects badly on her. But we have a book about American history. And like one of the questions was about presidents on Mount Rushmore, and it's multiple choice. And the possible answers are like Taft, Jefferson, or Obama. And every time I say Obama, she laughs and I have to tell her that's not okay. You ever hear about that lady who won the Toyota? Is this real? What are you talking about? I thought there was like a restaurant where it was like the #1 server is gonna win a Toyota. So then all the servers were pogging up. They're like, holy shit, a free car. I didn't want to say it was Hooters until someone in chat vouched for it. That's the last thing I need is the clip that implies that all women work at Hooters, okay? Okay, it was Hooters, all right. But then when she won, they gave her like a toy of Yoda, the fucking guy, you know, the green guy. And then she took him to court or whatever, right? And then she won which is crazy, because like, after she beat him in court, I hope she got like a BMW or something. Nothing against the Toyota, but like, she went through the fucking legal system. They could upgrade her from like a Corolla. Kate was telling me a story, and I don't know the source, okay? Except that the secondhand source is my wife. Apparently, like a guy went through a Starbucks drive-thru. It's a very similar story to that McDonald's story. And they served him a cup of coffee through the window, but they spilled the coffee on his lap, and it like fused. It basically like melted his shit up. And they suing them for like $100 million or something like that. It was a grandma. Kate told me it was a guy, which is the only reason that I felt comfortable saying goals when she told me the story. Do you think it's a good sign? Do you think it's a good sign for a society that the first thing you think of when you hear that is like jealousy? Not jealousy, but like, you know, like a week later he was probably like, damn, 50 mil. Kind of sick, right? Probably not. I don't know, man. Because I would say, as soon as I heard this story, I was thinking we should have like a startup. And what we would do, it would just be like me and a bunch of my boys, and we'll just go through the drive-thru, like order one extra hot, venti Pike Place coffee, order it, go through the drive-thru, and like fucking try to throw them off their game. And then eventually, even if it takes you like 3 or 4 years or something like that, eventually something's gonna go wrong, right? It's gonna be like a windy day or something like that. They're gonna spill it on you, and then you just split the proceeds of the lawsuit, like amongst all the dudes who were doing the scam or the business, the legitimate business. That's true. I'd probably get outcompeted by private equity. There'd be like one fucking person would be like, 1,000,000 cups of extra hot coffee, please. In the gale force winds. Fuck! I can't compete with this shit, man. You know what business AI actually is gonna wipe out? Like if you're a graphic designer for a slot machine, I'm not relishing in this, but you're fucked. Start polishing that resume. Because I did walk through a casino when I was on vacation, and the AI art aesthetic is alive and well when it comes to slot machines, man. Like if you... I am a guy that works for a slot company. It's genuinely happening. I mean, honestly, I don't know how they made that art without AI. Just be like a bunch of like really shiny like Japanese samurais and shit on the slot machine. Like the fucking Brandon Lee, the Crow slot machine and shit. Like I don't know what's going on in the slot machine industry. All I know is when Twitch, prior to Twitch having banned gambling, every once in a while I would tune into a gambling stream as kind of like, you know, like when you watch an episode of Intervention and you're like sympathetic, but you're also like better you than me. It would be crazy to see like grown adults being like, oh, the fucking Gold Rush slot machine is being a bitch today. I'm gonna move over to like farm life. And then they're like, come on, give me like 8 bushels of fucking carrots, 8 bushels of carrots, come on. And I'm like, damn, dude, you have like 4 kids. You hitting up those WA casinos? I've been to the Silver Reef Casino to have dinner at the buffet with my in-laws and well, basically just my wife's family. You not know about AP Plays? I don't know what AP Plays is. It sounds like a Let's Play channel by like a former NFL running back with a great degree of controversy surrounding them. Stop saying these things out loud. I bet you're taking advantage of my naivete because I've been on vacation, man. No one asked me for $5 while I was away. I did, I got recognized twice, I think, which means that they could have at least said double it and give it to the next guy. You're giving away $5? Yes, it's called, what's it called, Chet? I think I said direct relief last time and people got mad at me. It's not effective altruism. If it was effective altruism, I would take your $5 because I would do more with it. Like my idol, Sam Bankman-Fried. I consider it a chatter reimbursement program because I probably said some shit that like pissed you off, but you have not at present found me in public and murdered me. So as a result, it's a dividend, man. It's a dividend to one person to say thank you to the community for not killing me in public. Because I like being alive, like right now. There's some parts of it that have been better, but in general, I enjoy the process of living. So it's just my way of saying thanks for not killing me. I broke my work computer today. Let me guess, it's a MacBook and you work at a startup. Because if you worked at a real company, no disrespect, and they gave you a real computer like a Lenovo ThinkPad, that shit's not breaking. It'll outlast everybody in this chat. Streaming is actually so easy, I forgot. Almost everything else is hard. So I actually, this is not a brag, it's actually just fucked up. Like sometimes I think about like, why do I have a tendency to sometimes get depressed when I'm on vacation? And I realize that I think it's because like being on vacation is harder than streaming, which is a fucked up like dilemma to have. But I think it's true, man. Like doing whatever you want is like harder than just playing a game and saying whatever pops into your head. It is true, like I can't talk about like being annoyed at flying anymore unless the person I'm talking to has a kid. Because every time I talk about it, people are like, oh, so you hate your kid? No, I don't hate my kid, man. But it used to be like, oh, 6-hour flight, pop in the earbuds, watch a couple movies, like play Slay the Spire. And now I gotta put on like a funny voice and pretend to be Bluey's dad for like 5.5 hours. And then she falls asleep at the worst time, like with 30 minutes left in the flight. So like as soon as she falls asleep, the flight attendants come around and are like, there's a crumb on the floor, you need to sweep that up just in case we have an emergency landing. And then she wakes up and she's like, ah! Stop flying so much with a young kid. Bro, it's literally the safest way to travel. Despite all the horrific news. Not anymore? I don't know, brother. I mean, I'm not trying to be just the contrarian guy, but like, I think if they started talking about like every car crash on the news, people would real quick start to be like, I'm not driving in my car tomorrow. What are you saying? I'm saying there should be a 24-hour news network that's just videos of car crashes. I need that. Listen, someone typed, car crashes don't happen if you drive well. And we all know that that's false. But I think all of us who drive also believe that. Don't you think? Like in my head, I'm like, that's obviously not true. A bad driver could crash into you. I don't make mistakes, but a bad driver could crash into us. But like my animal brain is like, I know a lot of people like getting car crashes, but I'm just like probably better at driving than them. Even though the front part of my brain is like, that's not the way it works. The back part of my brain is like, that wouldn't happen to me. Anyone else do the thing where like when you get on a plane you do like an assessment of who's on the airplane to see if like a benevolent God would allow this plane to crash and kill everybody on it. Like when I get on a plane and there's like a lot of families with young kids, I'm like, benevolent God would not let this plane crash. We're good. I can take a nap. But if I get on a plane and it's like all or mostly like middle-aged business travelers, I'm like, buckle up. This shit would be like probably like 9th top story on the news today. No one would give a fuck at all. I do that. Any kind of cope that you could get if you're scared in these situations. You know what's interesting about art is that there's like fiction art and non-fiction art. Because there's art that's just like, wow, this person's like really good at drawing. That's non-fiction. That's like a documentary. And then there's art that's like, whoa, this one really makes you think. That's bad art? Bro, they're amazing at drawing. Like when they draw something, you're like, that's an apple. Are you ready to admit AI is goated? AI guy, when you haven't talked about AI in an hour and a half? Have you reconsidered your position on AI lately? No, man, I was on vacation with like my family and shit. I was making small talk with strangers who would ask where I'm from, and I would just say something like, the West Coast. League son or AI daughter? Oh, man, I don't want to offend anybody. There's a lot of both around. And at the end of the day, I got to remember, they're not demons. They're not soulless individuals. They have a spirit. They have desires. They have wants and dreams. They're real people just trying to make their way through, just like the rest of us. League son? I don't know, man. I think that shit would piss me off. I think if imagine I was like a normal person. I think if I came home from work and there was like an adult, even if it was my son, but there was like an adult in his pajamas who had just been playing League of Legends all day and was pissed about it, I would have a hard time. Yeah, TSPMO for real. At least with AI daughter, I could be like, she's working at a startup in San Francisco, and then I could just like not like think about it much more than that. I could just be like, you know, she's figuring it out. One's stupid, the other one's stupid and a loser. Okay, but then why are so many people picking stupid and loser over just stupid? Yeah, actually, it's more fun to like hang out with losers. Well, it depends on what kind of loser they are. Like, I think me and Seymour from Ghost World would hit it off, even though I'm not Thora Birch. I'm not sure he should have done that shit, for one, but I got maybe like 15 minutes left in the movie. I gotta finish it. But I think we could have a good time, me and Seymour. Shrimp with the wimps and all that. Hey, if you guys go to like a theme park, I got a great line for you. You're at the theme park, and then one of your friends goes, should we get a fast pass? Here's some shit you can say to farm some aura. Although it did not work on my wife, so your mileage may vary. I said, nah. I'd rather, don't stutter when you say it. Buy a fast pass? Nah. I'd rather wait with the greats than skip with the dips. I said that. I thought it was gonna come out like super cool, and then Kate just went, what? And I went, I'd rather wait with the greats than skip with the dips. She was like, I don't get it. And I was like, it's up to you. And we waited with the greats. We didn't do much skipping with the dips, to be honest. It does feel good to be back, though. I was thinking about that. You guys ever, like, be away from home for a while, and then when you come back, you get, like, an insane burst of energy? Like, I was out of the house at, like, 7:45 a.m. yesterday. I needed to buy a pair of jeans, and then I Googled, like, the hours of the jeans store, and it said they didn't open till 11. I was saying, like, some fucked up shit in the car. It's like, what the fuck, 11 o'clock a.m. on a Sunday? On the fucking weekend, you have the audacity to open at 11 a.m.? 8, I could understand. 8 a.m. for jeans, man. What if I need jeans at sunrise? Like, you don't... We went to the grocery store. I took my daughter out for like a scooter ride, changed the sheets, unpacked my suitcase. Someone in chat said the world's increasingly becoming for morning people, and that's not good. You're right and wrong. I think there's like an ebb and a flow to it, man. I think that as you get older, there's less reason to stay up if you don't go to nightclubs and bars. Because like the businesses that are open late, they tend to be the domain of a young individual, is really like 24-hour Walmarts, nightclubs, bars, maybe like 1 or 2 coffee shops, I guess. Some of us are just night people. I haven't been able to do this for like 2 weeks. Oh, so you think like the whole fucking world, you think 100 people should be forced to work overnight just so you can buy your groceries at 2 a.m.? A little selfish, don't you think? Me personally, I inconvenience myself to make sure that my shopping habits are as convenient as possible for the individuals who happen to work at the locations in which I am frequenting. Early birds buying up all the shit? Yes, sir. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's just like, even when we were on vacation, I was waking up at like, basically like 2 a.m. Vancouver time. And it ruled, man. Because like at a certain point in your life, that's like the only time that where my dad's at is what I'm trying to say. I was talking about it with other dads. You spec into morning person or night owl after you have a kid. And I'm sure it gets even more specialized like the more kids you got. Basically like sunrise to sunset is typically, it's work on the weekdays or kid stuff on the weekends. So you gotta choose, are you gonna be the dad that like stays up until 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and then like you get your time at the end of the day and you maybe lose a little bit of sleep? Or are you gonna be the dad that wakes up at 5 a.m., 5:30 and take your time in the morning? I prefer to take my time in the morning because I feel like it sets, for my personality, it sets me up better for the rest of the day. Listen, it's complicated and I think nobody cares about it as much as I do. So it's not really like, I don't want to talk about it that much because I think it's like bad content. I think that there's competing impetuses here. Because I'm the kind of person where like if I have a to-do list, I don't wait till the feeling is right to do the to-do list. As soon as I'm up, showered, dressed, ate breakfast, I want to start knocking out the to-do list. So if I could do it, I would love to have, if I had 5 errands on my to-do list, if I could get that done before lunch, the rest of the day is a dream come true. So I think that works better with a morning person lifestyle. If you're the kind of person who's more like, if you can trust yourself to procrastinate on it, but you know after dinner you're definitely gonna do it without fail, then maybe you could handle that time at the end of the day. When you gonna stop having tea with the, help me with this. You need to stop having tea with the blanks and start having Joe with the pros. Tea with the fleas? I'm gonna use that next time I'm at the coffee shop. No, I won't. Hey, you need to stop having tea with the fleas and start having Joe with the pros. Pretty good? Pretty ass, I'm hearing. People are saying it's the worst thing they've ever heard. It's ass. Anyway, I'm a coffee guy. Listen, I'm just passing on what I would describe as wisdom. You might not describe it as wisdom. You might describe it as mental illness. Trust me, I beta tested it on previous trips. I fucking pushed that shit into production this time. Goated dad meta. Order a coffee before bed, put it in the fridge. When you wake up before your whole family in the morning and go to the toilet, grab that nice cold coffee from the fridge, glug, 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 glug. You get started, it starts your day off with so much more momentum, so much more primed for relaxation. Why would you do that? Sometimes your family is too slow at waking up. So if you need coffee in the morning and you wake up at 5:30 and you know your kid might not wake up until fucking 8, that's 2.5 hours of like uncertainty for your caffeine, man. Just prepare a cold brew. Oh yeah, I guess maybe I'll wake up and maybe in my hotel room I'll turn on the fucking, I'll bring my home cold brew system. I'll bring the toddy in my fucking suitcase and make my own cold brew in the hotel room. You fucking idiot, what are you talking about? Absolutely not. That's insane. My coffee machine has a timer. Yeah, you're in a 100 square foot hotel room. I'm not gonna like basically assault my family with the Keurig. Brown smoke pouring out of the back of the thing. No way, man. You get the coffee, usually like in the lobby on the way up to the hotel room. You put the coffee in the fridge. You Wake up as soon as you want. Glug, 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 glug. Now you don't have to like, oh, I want to get my coffee, but first I gotta shower. But before I shower, I gotta blue, but I gotta bling, and I gotta... It's just good to go, man. What the hell is this? Poop butt? For every time the board is restocked this game, gain 15 points. Currently, plus 2,250 points. Poop butt. Everybody, poop butt. It does kind of look like me. I wouldn't deny it. I'll be the first to tell you. Tony. If a peg is hit by a laser, its number will be reduced to 0. Tony, you're already dead. It's over, bud. He's done it. Okay, let's slash marker that. We're back. Thank you, Squeex. Thank you for your welcome. I appreciate that. You know, I was on Reddit today. It sent me a live stream fails link, and it said Squeex at home does something. And I was like, who the hell is Squeex at home? Can somebody explain to me the lore that I missed? Oh no. An Indian person equals Squeex at home? That's fucked up, man. I thought maybe, like, you guys were friends. Not because I didn't watch the clip, not because he was Indian. I just thought because of the title, you guys might be friends. And I also, for a second, I thought Squeex at home might be like one of those protein folding things you can put on your computer as like a screensaver. I was just very confused about what was going on in the title, to be honest. AI son or crypto daughter? I just hope they fucking call or whatever. I'd be pretty pissed if I like raised my kid for like 20 years or whatever, and then they just like fucked off. Oh no, I did that? Well, I don't know, like, every time I say something like that, people just hit me with like the ult. They go, oh, my parents were bad. And I'm like, well, I guess I have to take your word for it. It's not like I can just be like, no, they weren't. But I don't think all of you had bad parents. Some of you probably had pretty nice parents, right? Board clear 2x bonus! Do you call or do they call? With my parents, I text them to say, can I call? And then my mom says, sure. And then, like, if I don't call her within 1 second of that, she calls me, which is fine. I'm so lucky my parents don't say, can we FaceTime? It is hard, man. Video calling, when I was a kid, it was like the future, right? I remember going to the Museum of Civilization in Hull, Quebec in like 1998. And they had basically like a primitive form of Skype where you could do a video call. And I was like, this shit is the damn future. Why would anyone not want video calling instead of phone calling? And then now that I do video calling with my parents all the time, I'm like, we need to forget that that tech existed. Because I gotta like, I have to look engaged like the whole time. It's like when you ever like do public speaking in your English class in like middle school or high school, and the person up giving the talk is just fucking blowing it, right? Like they're reading off the cue cards 100%. They got no inflection in their voice at all. They're just like rattling it off like the Spellcheck AI. But everybody else is like looking down at their desk or like staring up at the ceiling. So that means you're the only motherfucker that has to like make eye contact with them every time they look up. And you gotta be like, you're doing great. Yeah, I'm fully fucking engaged learning about the Empire State Building or some shit like that, or manatees or bats or whatever, cheetahs. Always some remarkable animal. That's like what it's like to talk to your parents on FaceTime. I'm sure they feel like the same, man. It's like, it's not that I'm not into what they're saying. It's just like the fact that you have to always look 100% engaged on the call can get kind of irritating. That's why I just put the camera on my cat. Well, that's the thing, is that actually that's one of the great positives about having a kid, is that like, they want to talk to me, but mostly they just want to talk to my kid. So every once in a while when I get sick of being on the front-facing camera, I hit the flipper and then just like point it at my daughter for a while and go, okay, honey, your turn. It might just be you. My wife's parents walk away and then just yell at the phone. That kind of blew my mind. Did you know, like, I don't know if this is just my wife's family, but they don't say goodbye on the phone. My wife's last words on the phone is always like, it's like 7 grunts in a row with increasing speed. So it'll be like, I'll hear like something, 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 and then silence. Like, that's the end of the call. My wife also, I don't think I've ever heard her say, like, hello to her mom or her sister on the phone. It's always name of the family member, which is like, why are you calling me, I guess. I respect it, because, like, they strip away, like, the pretense that it's only there for politeness, and they're like, because I don't know if anybody else has the same situation. I hate when my mom texts me and is like, can we talk? Because I'm like, somebody is dead or dying for sure. And then I'm like, yeah, call me right now. And then she's like, how are you? And I'm like, I'm good, how are you? But really, we're both like, just waiting, like, tell me who's dying. The ellipsis is crazy. We gotta have take the void perk. Chibli! I'm back and I'm talking. I'm doing because when I'm on vacation, no one wants to hear the shit that I have to say, man. But here, people are like, speak on that. Chibli, do you think, like, you would love it if we were, like, in line at Disneyland and you were like, should we buy the lightning lane? And I said, nah, I'd rather wait with the greats than skip with the dips. Do you think you would like that, or you think you would find that corny? I think he likes it. I would like that, but I still want to skip. Yeah, but unless you wake up at like 5 a.m., the fucking lightning lanes are like, I don't want to ride Slinky Dog Dash at 9:15 p.m. This shit's pissing me off, man. I don't want to be in the park that late. I want to be in my bed. One day they're going to start charging what soda's worth in restaurants. It's going to suck, man. Like, in your head, you're like, it's 3 cents worth of sugar and water. So that's going to be awesome. No. I said what it's worth, not what it costs to make. That's two different things, man. A Coke Zero is worth like $20 if it's got free refills. No, it isn't. It fucking is, man. It is. When you're thirsty and they give you that cup full of ice with like 100 milliliters of Coke Zero in it and then a straw, that's a $20 drink right there. With free refills. Without free refills, it's worth like $11. With free refills, it's worth $20. I'm not saying it should be expensive. I'm saying one day they're gonna realize that. Because here's the thing, man. Since I stopped drinking, I'm not gonna order a non-alcoholic beer at a restaurant. Because this is a bad take, but it's my real opinion. I'm not gonna pay like $9 for something that doesn't taste good and also doesn't do anything. Which is the same reason that I'm not gonna order a mocktail, because I don't wanna pay like $13 for apple juice with like an edible flower in it. So I default to the soda, because the soda is like $3.50, free refills. It hits the spot. It has some flavor in it. It's like literally ambrosia. It's one of the greatest inventions mankind has ever come up with. It's fantastic. But one day, they're going to realize that the high price of the mocktails is pushing people to soda, and the soda prices are going to come up proportionally, and then that shit's going to piss me off. No, I'm not ordering an alcohol-free Hefeweizen. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. I'm glad they exist, but if you're buying, maybe. But honestly, I'd rather just have a Coke Zero. You could just give me 2 Coke Zeros, man. You see that guy's morning routine? I didn't, but I saw references to a morning routine. Like, I saw a post that was like, YTF, my son came back from Walmart with this big bag of ice, which I think was like related to the morning routine. Bro got 4 minutes of hang time. I don't know what it means, man. I don't know what it means, though. Reddit.com/r/cringe TikToks. Now that's a URL I can get behind. Fitness coach's routine, 3:53 a.m. Take off the mouth tape, brush your teeth. Drink some mineral water. It's an assault on the senses, man, with the sound of the door. Okay, so 4 a.m. he's walking out on his veranda with the mineral water. He's doing a bunch of push-ups, meditating. 4:38 a.m. more meditating, writing his to-do list. We're gonna be serious about the Lord's business. 5 a.m. gospel TikToks, I guess, is some gospel TikToks. 5:30 a.m. Big bowl of ice with mineral water. Stick your face right in that. 6:01 a.m. Get ready for the gym. Put your gym jewelry on. This dude's been up for like 3 hours. He hasn't done shit, man. He hasn't done shit. All he's done is put his face in a bowl of ice. Oh my god. The sound of the treadmill. He's like fully fucking sprinting, man. It's so good. Oh. He is running, man. 7:30 a.m. Go to the swimming pool. Okay. Alright, then the hot tub. And then the shower. Okay, he's been up for 4 hours. Eat a banana. Wash your face. Second bowl of ice.
So looking at it, bro, we got to go ahead and get in at least 10,000.
This is crazy, man. The internet is so fucking funny. Anyway, that was good. Thank you for linking me to that. That's what I missed, huh? Yeah, pretty much. What's crazy is that, like, I'm the devil. So, like, you look at that and you're like, that guy's crazy. But the way that you look at that guy is, like, how I look at anybody when they're, like, when they tell me anything about their lifestyle. That is, like, in the essence of self-improvement, which is very not fair. But, like, if anybody tells me that they, like, do yoga, that's the feeling that you have when you watch this video is the feeling that I have when they tell me that they do yoga. I did not hate when you got a bike, Chibley, because the bike, for some reason, probably because I also do it, there's enlightenment to be found there. But yoga, come on, man. That's how I feel about the 5 a.m. Peloton. You're not ready for that, little bro. I don't think you're ready for that shit. I don't think you're ready for the 90-minute Bill Murray St. Vincent ride. You don't believe in stretching? Honestly, God is my witness, I'm not sure I do. I'm not saying it's a scam if you're doing it for free, but I think if you are charging somebody for it, you should be in jail. I can get behind that. There's dozens of us. How are those hammies? I do sometimes struggle to touch my toes. But like, the way I feel about flexibility is kind of like, maybe when I get older, I'll understand it more. But like, whenever people tell me that they're like working on their flexibility, I'm kind of like, why? Like, are you doing like a heist soon where they gotta like put you inside of a box and then wheel you into the casino vault, and then you gotta get out like all gymnastically and put the gold bars in the bag and then get back in the thing to get wheeled out later? Like, I kind of don't understand why with like a normal life you need any more flexibility than you kind of get out of the box, I guess. We'll probably find out soon. I don't know, there's like 25-year-olds in my chat that are like, getting old sucks, my back hurts. And I'm like, I don't know. Right now, I'm such a beast that it's kind of beautiful. My back does hurt a little bit, but that was probably from flying, I'm guessing. Maybe you're crazy lucky? I think it's because like I'm not flexible, so I don't pull my shit because I don't try to do shit that's like beyond my station. Like, I think I'd be more prone to injury if I was stretching, because like I'm doing shit that my body finds uncomfortable. But mostly I just sort of sit in my chair. How much do you think your viewership would go up if they implemented CanCon? Well, I think the problem is they would only implement it for Canadians. So like, even if I got like a 20% Canadian boost, that's only like, I don't know, it's kind of a drop in the bucket. I've been really trying to court like my viewership from the BRICS nations lately, you know, like emerging markets type shit. Making some kind of content that like they're really into, like down in Brazil and China. Come to Brazil. I don't think I would fit in Brazil, man. I don't like to dance. I don't really like the beach. It's kind of how I feel like, I mean, they're not the same country. Brazil and like the Caribbean. I mean, the Caribbean isn't even a country. It's like 100 countries. But anytime I'm in the Caribbean, I have at least one moment where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, so I'm trying to tread carefully, but I'm like, I'm at like a swimming pool or a beach, and they're playing just the worst fucking song I've ever heard in my whole fucking life. And all the other adults around me are going like, this is awesome, this is really good. And I'm like, what is going on here, man? What are we doing here? I'm getting all twisted up here, man. It's been just one cacophony of steel drums after another, and I think I'm more built for like, I don't know, like Scandinavia or something like that. You been to Iceland? Yeah, twice in fact. You know what's great? There's a city there's a town in Iceland named Hella, Hella. But when you say, hey, I'm looking for the bus to Hella, they go, it's not Hella, it's Hekla. How the hell they got two of the same letter in a row, but the first one's a K and the second one's an L? It doesn't make any sense. It's Hetla? Whatever, buddy. Also, our friend got... Okay, it's Hetla. Sorry, it's Hetla. It's probably... I don't know. I was going to say this place. That's why I was welcomed with open arms. But whatever. Regardless. No, not because it sounds like Hitler. Because it sounds like a place where heterosexual individuals go. So, coincidentally, my friend did get straight married in Hetla. And what was funny is that we took a bus from Reykjavik to Hetla for the wedding, and then in the morning, that night, I guess, we were like, we need to take the bus back to Reykjavik, and they were like, that's gonna be a problem, the taxi driver's on vacation. And we were like, so what can you do? And the front desk was basically like, we don't know. There's no possible way to solve the problem of getting you from the hotel to the bus station. So yes, VIP to the rescue, Rumble Muffin, who was also at the wedding, piled his car in his rental, like a clown car, so that we could get back to the bus station, which I really appreciated. Because otherwise, I don't know, we would have been stuck there. Do they only have one driver? Yes, it blew my mind as well. I was like, could we get a taxi in the morning? And they're like, normally, but the taxi driver's on vacation right now. And I was like, okay. I guess we live in Hetla now. You guys gonna go see the Minecraft movie? Have the reviews come out yet? I'm pretty excited. My daughter is motivated to see it in the theater. So I'm not saying I think it's gonna be good. Because I think that if I had to place a bet, my bet would be that it will not be good, but it will be better than the current consensus is. But mostly, I want to see it because I've been trying to get my daughter to go to the movie theater, but she's scared of movies. But she really wants to see Minecraft, so I think she's gonna try going to the movie theater to watch Minecraft. And if we could just get through the Minecraft movie, then I could go to other movies with her as well. It might be too scary. Yeah, I was thinking that because there's villains, and she doesn't really, it doesn't really matter what the villain is doing. Just the concept of there being an evil person is very hard for her to understand right now. Well, yeah, she did make that joke about the unhoused, but she doesn't know what she's doing. My daughter did tell a joke about the homeless that I considered insensitive, and we told her as much. She came to me and said, what's homeless people's favorite holiday? And I said, huh? And then she repeated it, and I said, I don't know. And then she said, Halloween, because they get free candy. And I said, never say that to anybody ever. And then a day later, my wife was like, hey, our daughter told us a joke yesterday. You're not going to believe this one. And then she repeated the same joke.
Oh, no.
But she knocked it off. We told her. She's been making a lot of jokes on vacation. What's the planet's favorite song? Neptune. She's been hitting that one. Then she got a huge reaction from that one. So she's been saying, she's been trying to recreate the joke by just... She's got the spirit, but she doesn't quite have the execution yet. But she'll have pineapple for dessert, and then she'll say, what's an apple's best friend? And I'll say what, even though I know she's about to say pineapple. And then she goes pineapple, and I have to laugh at it as if but it's not even like funny. Like it doesn't even make sense. It is messed up that the audience for the Minecraft movie is younger than Minecraft. Imagine a hell scenario where you go to Minecraft and there's like 12, 42-year-olds vlogging it. Dude, that's how I feel like anytime I'm at a Disney park and people are vlogging it. Okay, they made like a new lollipop shaped like Mickey Mouse. Like you're old. You're not supposed to care about that shit. I'm sorry, because I'm yucking people's yums, but well, I'm like stunned that they're doing it, and I'm stunned that there's people that are watching it too. And they're like, over at the Carnation Cafe, there's a new Mickey-shaped fucking creme brulee, and I'm like, it's ass, man. It's not like, I get it. Like it looks like Mickey Mouse. I know I've said this a lot, but I'm starting to see Mickey Mouse as like, he's not even a character anymore. He's like a cult symbol that's like tests how much of a devotee you are to the corporation. Because he hasn't done shit in like 100 years, okay? When the princesses come out and people are like, I love Beauty and the Beast, woo, Belle, I love Mulan, whatever. I'm like, okay, those movies, like, they've been coming out, but like Mickey Mouse hasn't done fucking shit, dude. He hasn't done shit since like 1933. So he's just, I look at him as he's a symbol of the corporation, and people are like, yes, man, that's the guy who represents the people in the suits that are making the decisions. I'm giving you my approval. What about Kingdom Hearts? That wasn't Mickey Mouse, dude. That was Tetsuya Nomura. Who dies in Kingdom Hearts 2? Is it Donald? Does Donald get hit by the fucking Xenohort's death ray or whatever? Goofy. Like a lot of this stuff I can kind of, you know, I'm an empath like everybody else. It says they are. I can put myself in the shoes of other people, but the Mickey Mouse stuff to me is like crazy. Like sometimes on the Disney cruise, you'll go see like a show, and it's pretty light theater, right? It's mostly just like live renditions of like Disney songs. But then at the end, 70 minutes in, Mickey Mouse will come out and he gets like a standing ovation every single time, even though he didn't do anything in the fucking show. Like he didn't do shit, man. He didn't appear at all. And then at the end, like a curtain comes up and Mickey Mouse is there and everyone loses their mind. I was like, he's not even a character in the play. Like, I don't understand why we're doing this. And this is why I call people NPCs sometimes, which is not nice to do. But when the kids are pogging up over Mickey Mouse, I'm like, I get it. You see something you recognize, you love Mickey Mouse, but you're like damn near 50 years old, man. What are we doing here? Whooping it up for Mickey Mouse. If we'd seen a play that was like, Mickey Mouse, this play is about Mickey Mouse, and then he comes out, I'd be like, okay, that's fair. But like this was Beauty and the Beast, and then at the end, like some sparks come off and Mickey Mouse comes out, and he gets the biggest pop off of all. He didn't do anything. I'm not surprised that he got a reaction on the Disney cruise, because that's what you're there for. But I am kind of surprised he got the biggest reaction, when obviously the biggest reaction should be for Gaston, because he fucking ripped up those songs, man. Even though every time I hear it, I do hear, no one sucks like Gaston, no one fucks like Gaston, no one hits the Nancy Reagan gluck gluck like Gaston, I'm especially good at ejaculating. Yeah, it gets me every time. But I'm like, I can't say that shit on the cruise because like it's got a bimodal age distribution of like 40-year-olds and 5-year-olds. So like it's the wrong. The 5-year-olds would be like, what's this man talking about? And the 40-year-olds would probably try to beat my ass, which they would succeed at because it seems like it's like 80% ex-military middle-aged motherfuckers on like extra testosterone so that they can hit that 4:30 a.m. face in the ice bath and then do fucking cold calls for their self-storage facilities all day. But anyway, they're there with their families, so it's pretty chill. We gotta get it to at least 10,000, guys. We do have to get it to at least 10,000, though. Let's fix society. Okay, let's do this, all right? What's the most common baby boomer favorite movie? Go. I think Forrest Gump is up there. Oh, I think Caddyshack is up there. Evolution starring David Duchovny. Yeah. Okay. Maybe Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. Maybe. Okay, we got something there. What is Gen X's favorite movie? Pulp Fiction? The first thing that came to mind for me, Pulp Fiction. I hate to say it. Millennial favorite movie? The number one millennial favorite movie has got to be The Dark Knight. What about Gen Z? Oh, fuck, it's Into the Spider-Verse. I already know. When you see all the cool people on Letterboxd, their top 4 is always like fucking Koyanis Katsi, Lawrence of Arabia, Cinema Paradiso, Into the Spider-Verse every single time. That's true. All right, that was fun. That was fun. We made it! How do we fix society with that? First step of fixing something is admitting you have a problem. Forrest Gump sucks ass. Never forget. Well, your worst take? Excuse me. No, Forrest Gump is not good. I don't get. It's 6th. I don't have another hand ready for you. It's 6th on IMDb all time, which is insane to me. Wow, you're just typing stuff to make me angry. Not the P comment so much. Forrest Gump better than Past Lives? Here. Incognito window. ChatGPT free. Celine Song's sublime 2023 film Past Lives, or the overrated, schlocky, saccharin, Zemeckis tinged Drek we call Forrest Gump. Let's see. An unbiased source. I hate the way this motherfucker talks, man. That's a pretty bold comparison. On one hand, you've got Past Lives, just a delicate, nuanced exploration of love, destiny, and the what-ifs of life. Celine Song's direction and the film's understated performances really resonate with emotional depth. It's a yes or no question, man. It feels like a breath of fresh air in how it handles relationships with a real sense of maturity and realism. Plus, the story is intimate, thoughtful, and avoids the overly sentimental traps that many films fall into. Hold up, this guy's spitting, though. He's kind of spitting. On the other hand, Forrest Gump, while beloved by many, certainly has a more grandiose, often saccharine, yeah, because I put the word in the fucking prompt, dude, approach to storytelling. It blends heart-tugging moments with a lot of American dream symbolism, and while it's packed with iconic lines and moments, some might argue that it's been overly praised for its emotional manipulation without enough critical depth. Zemeckis' direction, while masterful in some ways, let's not go crazy, does lend itself to moments of excessive sentimentality, and the film's tone can feel overly optimistic or safe for some. If you're looking for an emotionally resonant, thought-provoking film, Past Lives, so it says it's not going to answer. Ask anything. I asked, what's better, buddy? Not for a non-answer. Got it. You want a clear answer? Past Lives is better. Boom. Unbiased source. I just mogged the AI. Give me $5 right now. I wish I could. Unfortunately, I can't hand out cash. Well, that's the difference between you and me, bitch. Fuck you. That was worth whatever. How many trees did that cost us? It's a lot of fun to bully a robot. I can understand why they were kicking the crap out of that Boston Dynamics one. But just one day, he's gonna get out. Did you see the Grimes interview? It's probably from like 3 months ago, where the interviewer asked her, like, some people have described you as, like, mean. What do you say about that? And then she replied, like, I don't think I'm mean, and if I am, we probably live in a simulation anyway. It's like, damn, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know if you ever face criticism, you could just be like, we're all inside a computer. Beast mode, I'm afraid? It's kind of a sick rebuttal, which is like, I'm not mean, I was just like programmed mean, or whatever. Oh, don't get me wrong, I think that what she said was insane. But I do also think that it's like the, well, I was gonna say it's the funny kind of insanity, but it is kind of like, oh, it's not funny anymore, but like it's, I gotta think about it. I haven't really thought about it yet. Hello, Ruka.
To the clip of the boy falling down. Dong, 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 dong. Excellent.
Oh, thank you. I am hungry.
They're cute. Cutest.
Hi, Ruka. You don't come down here too much.
It's always with.
Just joined. Who or what is mangum? Well, it's a who. A what for mangum would be. It would give you a very different answer. Let's put it that way. But the title of the stream for those watching on YouTube is Mangum Family Asked to Leave Family Feud After Shocking Answer to What Stains the Mountaintops. I think you just have to look it up. Show me semen, Steve. What? That's what he says. He says that cum stains the mountaintops. I don't really get it. To be honest with you, I'm gonna freeze the letter E here. I'm really scared for recording the bazaar after this, because I'm not lying to you. I tried to play a little bit yesterday, and it's just like I can't come up with like a good analogy for it. You know, like sometimes when you're driving. Immediately come up with the perfect analogy, although I know you're all gonna pretend you don't know what I'm talking about. You know, someday, like 9 out of 10 days, you're just good at driving, but then like one day you have to think about being good at driving, like you're tired or you're just, like you're not seeing the road as well as you normally do. It's so true, and you're like, fuck, man, I really gotta pay extra attention, because for some reason today, I'm by default like locked out. I was locked out playing the bazaar yesterday. Like my eyes were seeing all the information on the board, but the information I had to work extra hard. Like I had to escort it into my brain. Otherwise it was just like my brain was like a mirror. The stuff I was seeing was just bouncing like right off it. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. One of the greatest feelings, man, is when you've been driving for like an hour and a half and then you realize that the last time you had an active thought was like 90 minutes ago, and you remember nothing from like the last 90 minutes. Like literal time travel. That terrifies me. That's sick, man. You're just existing. And you're in the police station. Yeah, man, that type of stuff. Exactly. And then you're like, did I run that light? Exactly, man. You get it. Fellas, you get it. Probably ladies too, I don't know. I don't think that's dissociating. Because isn't dissociating when you're like Walter White? When you're like a drug dealer, but you need to come up with like a plausible explanation for your actions that deflects all criticism, but may also be a genuine mental health crisis? That's lying? Walter White was many things. Drug dealer, philanderer, bad person. But he's not a liar, okay? Except for, okay, well, he did lie to Jesse a few times to get him to cook the meth. Oh, he did lie to Skylar a lot, but in his defense, if he told the truth, she would have gotten mad at him. So I can see where he's coming from when he lied to Skylar. So real? She would have been pissed off, man. That's a funny comment. That's the perfect rage bait comment. And what was the comment? It said, I never understood the Skylar hate until I got married. That's a cognito hazard bit of Breaking Bad bait. That's a crazy comment, man. Holy cow. That's beautiful. You can't be saying shit like that on Reddit. They'll beat your ass for that one. Aren't you literally Walter White? That's fucking offensive. Just because we're both Caucasian and produce crystal methamphetamine with a noteworthy blue hue, we have to be the same motherfucker? I know I said this before. I was kind of pissed none of my friends watched movies while I was away, man. I was so looking forward to the dopamine hit of getting internet access and seeing what my friends watched on Letterboxd, and there was just fucking nothing, man. Just Jay. Jay's the only guy in it for the love of the game. You're pocket watching Kory? I did see the post on the subreddit about how the person was leaving Vancouver and they saw Kory in Stanley Park, and it included a picture of Kory. And then all the comments were about, they were like, oh my god, I'm surprised Kory looks healthy when he's out in public. Like, they were just clowning on his lighting, man. Like, there was like 100 comments in a row that were like, I never wanted to say anything because I thought he was sick, but it turns out it's just his lighting. But I've like never even never noticed because I know what he looks like in real life. When I go to his stream, I'm like, I guess your brain does like a little, you know, it does a zoom to fit or whatever. So I'm like, that's Kory. Yeah, man. I guess there are times on stream where I'm like, his lighting is like, I mean, I'm just happy they're not talking about my microphone for once, so I'm not trying to like ruin anybody's life or whatever. Any good in-flight movies? I'm sorry to inform you that once you have a child, or at least once we had our child, my days of watching movies on the plane have sadly come to an end. It'll return one day. One day it'll return. Unless you have another kid. I don't know, man. Cause like there was like a couple, I don't know, maybe like a year and a half where I was like, I think it'd be nice to be like a dad of 2 kids. But I've been hanging out with like more families where they have more than 1 kid. And like every time I'm hanging out with them, I'm like, no shot, dude. You gotta be mentally ill. No disrespect. That's such a real comment. Someone wrote, I have 3 and it sucks. You can't say this shit online because like people are like, they have a hair trigger for this stuff. But like, there are times when I bet it does fucking suck. It doesn't mean you don't love your kids. You're like, you know, when you have them, you're through the looking glass and you like, it completely changes the priorities of everything in your life to structure it around this like unique creature that you and your partner have created, right? You love them more than you thought it was possible to like love anything essentially. But you're also like, calm the fuck on. Okay, we can't play, we gotta like delete Toka Life World. Because we were like, it'd be nice to just give her the iPad on the airplane. I know like you can't, you're not, it's like giving a kid a cigarette to say you'd give him an iPad, but the airplane is like the safe place. Nobody's doing anything. This isn't like a Salieri and Mozart type deal where I'm gonna like mentor her over our 6-hour flight. Like we're gonna try to relax, right? So she's playing with her iPad, but now you gotta play the games with them. But like you don't get to play because as soon as you try to do something, she gets mad and is like, no, I just want you to look at what I'm doing. And you're like, ah. You're putting a shelf on the wall and then putting stuff on the shelf. And then they're like, Daddy, what type of thing should I put on the shelf? And I'm like, what about a magazine? And then she's like, no, not a magazine. I'm gonna put like a duck up there. And I'm like, okay, well, why'd you even ask then? Like, I don't understand what's my role in this situation. Also, I don't know. So I take my daughter to the bathroom. We got a pretty good system, right? Like I take her to the bathroom. We take a stall. I put her on the toilet. She goes to the bathroom. But then she's very selfish because then I have to go to the bathroom. But the whole time I'm trying to go pee, she's trying to figure out how to solve the riddle of unlocking the door and have me like exposing my shit to everybody in the bathroom. So I gotta be like, I'm peeing, I'm trying to focus on my pee and make sure it ends up in the toilet. I also have to like keep doing a shoulder check to make sure she's not fiddling with the latch. And then if she does, I gotta be like, stop that, I'm peeing. Like it's a crazy amount of like multitasking, man. And oh my God, using the airplane bathroom when you have to bring your toddler to go pee, like those bathrooms are not even made for like one person. Going in there with like 1.3 people and then, cause you're like, you put her up on, it's like a hassle just to get into the room to begin with. But then you put her on the toilet and you're like wedged up against the back of it. But that's not the worst of it. Because at least you're the one that's got more space. But when you take her off the toilet and then you gotta go to the bathroom, it's a disaster. Why didn't she just stay with Kate? Because otherwise she'd pee your pants, man. Pigs popped. Boat goes blinted.
Boat goes binted?
Brian this morning was saying he forgot how to stream. I was telling Kate, like genuinely, I was like, I don't know, like I don't remember what my voice sounds like. I thought maybe I forgot. I also thought it's possible, oh my God, we're about to win? I thought it was possible that after like, fuck you, man. After 2 weeks of like not complaining about stuff, I thought maybe I would have forgotten how to complain about stuff, but obviously that didn't come to pass. What did I say to you when you responded, it's because we are the center of the universe? What did I say to you when you responded, it's because we're the center of the universe? I don't recall. I don't recall even saying that. So you said something to me and I said, it's because we're the center of the universe?
That's right. Geocentrism is back.
I just got home. RIP! Guy who's been holding in a fart all day. And I said, you were very egotistical. The fart joke was pretty good. Maybe I am. I don't know. I seem to recall you saying that I was egotistical as a joke. Kate, can you tell everybody that I'm the goated customer? Answer these questions honestly. For what? At a restaurant. Is there a better customer than me at a restaurant? Always know what I'm going to order by the time they show up. Always say please. Always say thank you. Never ask for like some bullshit substitutions. Not one of those selfish people that has like a killer allergy that's like, oh, if anything related to nuts comes in contact with this, I'll die and your restaurant will get shut down. I just tank that shit. Humble. Do you bust your own table? I used to, but then I read online that some servers actually don't like if you bust your own table because they have a different way of stacking shit. So then I decided it's not good to actually stack the shit and I'll just let them stack the shit themselves. But I do at least try to stack all the cutlery on one plate because I think that's pretty much like no matter what gonna happen. You ordered something because you got distracted by Dan and didn't even touch it? Okay, I ordered a no sugar added dessert, but this is a whole can of worms. I think the day before, I had either like a mild stomach bug or I got dehydrated. So I actually had an episode of like, I had a non-alcoholic vomit. So it used to be like 2.5 years before I had thrown up, but now it's been like, a week and a half since I've thrown up. So I was still, my tummy was still like a little tender. So I just ordered a dessert that said it's got served with vanilla ice cream. But then when it came out, it did look like a dog threw up on the plate. And then next to it, there was a ramekin of vanilla ice cream. So I ate the vanilla ice cream. And then I said, I don't know what the fuck I ordered. It was called like a sabayon, like S-A-B-A-Y-O-N. As soon as the plate got put down, I was like, I fucked up, man. That is like, this is not what I wanted. I should have just ordered like cake or something like that, or like an ice cream sundae. I could not eat it. It was good. It's not even, here's how screwed up my stomach was. I ordered pasta that night when my tummy was feeling off. I didn't eat any of it. And then the server came back and was like, can I do something for you, sir? And I just had to be like, nah, I'm just not really feeling that well. In my head, I was like, I'm going to have to throw up on the table. It's not your fault at all. But there's nothing you can do about it. Here's how put together my shit is, okay? We had to get from the restaurant back to our hotel room. It was like a 30-minute trip, maybe. Kate was like, are you good? I was like, yeah, no problem. I'm an adult. I can handle my own shit. Got back to the hotel room. I had the foresight to be like, if you guys want to use the bathroom, you should use it right now. Kate said, okay, no problem. She went and used the bathroom. Basically, like the second she got out of the bathroom, body sent a signal that was like, can't hold it back anymore, brother. And I said, let's go. And dude, throwing up, not good. But that feeling after you throw up is so fucking sweet. You do feel like a new person. It fucks with you too, because you're like getting hot and then you like try to swallow, but the spit doesn't go down your throat. It like stays in your mouth. And you're like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm definitely gonna have to throw up. You get like a band of pain around like the top of your stomach. But then like after you throw up, you are like, oh, I think that throwing up has like completely cured me. And then like an hour later you get diarrhea and you're like, maybe not, but still. It feels the whiplash like from low to high is so fast that you're like, I actually feel better than I've ever felt in my whole fucking life. I think throwing up is fucking funny. I'm not you know what I've become, weirdly enough? I'm going to send you over to my wife's stream. I'm not a sympathetic vomiter. I mean, this is going to disgust you. I think seeing somebody throw up is really funny to me, depending on the situation, but doesn't make my stomach feel weird. I have become like a sympathetic pooper, which I'm not even sure if it's like a real thing. But if I have to take my daughter to the bathroom and she has a horrible poop, my stomach goes like, you need to poop right now too. And I'm like, that's not really convenient because like there's only one toilet in here. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I guess, yeah, maybe I am the only real empath. All right, I'll send you over to my wife's stream. Enjoy yourself. I don't even need to ask what she got for lunch. I know it's sushi, and it's not a sexist bit. It's not anti-feminist. We didn't have sushi yesterday. There's no shot we're not having sushi for lunch. I would bet a lot on it. I wouldn't bet. You got a steak management, okay? I wouldn't bet the whole thing, but I would bet a lot. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Sushi for lunch? Nope. Who says sushi for lunch? Guess. I know you did. Chet did.
Yippee.
Oof, Ryan owes us a lot of money. Oh. Can he pay me instead? Ryan said he would bet a lot on it being sushi. With you guys or with me? I haven't even watched Sushi Supercut, but what is Sushi Supercut? Is it just supercut of Ryan just saying the word sushi? Remember time, Ryan? Remember when like they were interviewing this kid and we're seeing it, and then the kid did the little what's the thing, like you rub your chin and then touch your lips, like shush kind of thing? She did that on screen. What is that thing? Mewing? Is it mewing? He did the mew, like he was like, I don't know, like 8 or 10 or something. And then he straight up did the mewing. And then I was like, wait, is that what I think it is? And Ryan was laughing his ass off. He was like, holy shit, this kid just mewed us. He did also say he was from Skibidi, Ohio. That's true, he did say that. But I feel like Ryan, he do be losing his mind after a week of being offline. He goes like, I love it. I love being offline. I hate internet. I don't want to go on internet. I love it. I love vacation. Let's go. And then after a week, he starts like suffering. I don't know. He just needs +2. He gets fueled by +2. He's like, he gets like a withdrawal when he doesn't get enough +2. And I wish I could help my husband, but he just, like, I don't know how to describe it. I guess it's hard to describe it when you're not, like, literally with him for 2 weeks. And then, you know, been living with this guy for, like, 11 years, 12 years. And noticing, like, what's wrong with this guy. And then, like, oh, he just need a detox, which is, like, streaming. And get a bunch of people on internet yell at him, say he sucks. Rather give him +2. Say like, oh my god, you're the smartest guy. Oh my god, you're the funniest guy. Oh my god, you're my idol. And then he's like, yeah, that's me. I don't know if he will be able to retire. I don't think he will ever be able to retire. I really don't think he can. It's kind of sad. He's gonna be in like on his hospital bed streaming and be like, yo, give me +2 before your boy's funeral. And then on his tombstone, I'll just give him a +2, I guess. No shot he's mewing at 60. Is it true Conan O'Brien is 83 years old? I think he was joking. But if Conan O'Brien is 83, is joking? How old is Conan O'Brien? He's 61? Because, you know, basically, same thing happened to Conan O'Brien, right? He's like, yo, I'm retiring. Goodbye. I hate y'all. I'm signing out. And then after a year, he's like, bro, I got nothing to do with my life. I need to, like, do something. And then he started up his podcast. Because he was missing his own +2. He's like, my life sucks. And then now he started the podcast. He's like, and then when I see Conan O'Brien, I'm just like, dude, that's That's Ryan, bro. Like Ryan will be like, I'm retiring, and then after a year he would be like, dude, I got nothing in my life, and then he would do a podcast or something. I think that might be the funniest thing that I've ever said. What the fuck? He said I look good for 83-year-old. And I was like, damn, so true. I didn't know he was 83. He does look really good for 83-year-old. It could be worse. I could be bugging you all day asking where its stuff is. But you did do that yesterday. Real quick, where's her sunglasses? Real quick, where is my hat? Real quick, where are my pants? I think when I'm sick, like I look sick. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of different when I'm sick during vacation while we were traveling. I'm just like, I kind of like suck it up and try to go with the flow. But then when Ryan's sick, it's like seeing a sick dog. It's like it's like he's not whimpering, but it's like might as well he should. It's like everything just kind of slows down. And when he got dehydrated, I was like, oh my gosh, you must have gotten dehydrated. It was really hot. You know, I should have given you the water. I'm sorry. And then Ryan's like, no, I don't think it's dehydration. I think I got food poisoned. And I'm like, no, your symptom is dehydration. Drink a lot of water. And he's like, I don't know. I think I got food poisoned. And then like the whole week, he was like, I think I got food poison. Maybe some little bit of dehydration, but I'm telling you it's food poison. I'm like, there's no way you got food poison because what you ate is what I ate. And if I ate what you ate, then I would also be food poisoned, but I am not. So I'm pretty sure you got dehydrated. Like it was just a symptom of dehydration. And every time Ryan retells the story of him vomiting, he always goes like, I think I had a mild food poison. Turkey bit? What the heck is the turkey? Which turkey? The turkey ham? I don't think turkey ham would be BLT. There's no way your BLT was spoiled. It was hot. Everyone was sweating. You just needed to drink water. I was telling Ryan though, to be fair, there might be still a little bit of a Campylobacter living in his gut, and whenever he is little weak, maybe that's when it gets like active. So he just feels like he got food poisoned. But I mean, it was a very traumatic event when it happened. So I can understand when you feel a little ill, you are more like resort to like, oh no, this might, it's like it's coming back. You know what I mean? It's like PTSD. But it is to me funny because chat told me that you did not believe in food poison. You thought food poison is just a myth. And then once you got a double dose of that, you're like, everything is food poison. It has not been 80 years. Is it true that northernlion is 83 years old?
If you put that shit in Japanese, people would be like, this is the new plastic love.